Guys, I also sent out the guys. I also sent out the new update for the eval instant pass inside the eval instant pass section. I sent that out. That was sent out. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Get myself together. Yeah, guys, if your audio's tripping, then you gotta log out and log back in. Hold on real quick. Okay, now loud and clear, she says. Okay, good. Perfect. Gotta make sure Latanya's good. Gotta make sure everybody's good. Guys, if you got any problems, you gotta let me know so that I can be on alert because technology just starts tripping randomly for random unexplained reasons that we have no idea about what's going on. You know, shit just start bugging out. I'm gonna log out of this. If I do something stupid, huh? Log on to my demo account, huh? If I do something stupid. So I don't want to do nothing stupid, right? Delete that shit before I do something stupid. Delete this too before I do something stupid on that. I gotta remove all doubt for me to do something stupid. Mm. Test. Okay. Guys, listen. Look, the TikTok is on. Guys, the TikTok is on subscriber only mode. So guys, look. I'm gonna set it up on subscriber only mode just for transparency, guys. So like they gotta pay like $4 or $5 a month in order to listen, but they're not gonna be able to answer questions.
Smart, bro.
Oh, who said that? Was that Kidder?
It was Murdoch.
Oh, Murder. Oh,
Smart,
what's up, Murder?
smart, dog.
How you doing, brother? You alright?
What's up with it, bro? Yeah, I'm chilling.
Man,
Trying
I'm
to
just
get prepared for this week.
yeah, man. I'm just happy to be alive, my brother. I'm trying not to hurt nobody. Like that's my favorite saying. My favorite saying is, brother, I'm just trying not to hurt nobody, man. I'm just out here just chilling, just trying not to hurt nobody. All right. So what we got? Let me see something. How does this work? Oh shit. Oh, hello guys. Wanted to. Hold on. I'm pulling this up right now, guys. Hold on. Bear with me. Hold on, I'm getting set up right now. Hold on. We're almost done. Hold on. I'm almost done. Almost done. Alrighty, guys. So, guys, welcome. We gave everybody 15 minutes or so to join. All right, guys, welcome to the lesson. Welcome to the lesson this weekend for learning and for learning how to master trading. All right. We got a lot of new Discord members here, and we have a lot of members of that. We got a lot of new members that are a part of the Insider family. All right. I think, guys, that we got about a dozen new members or so. So we got a decent amount of new members up in here. Yeah, let's go, Kenny. Yeah, I know, man. Guys, this is why it's important for our family to grow. Why? Guys, because one of the new members pointed out that about the eval Instapass. So I corrected it and I sent out a new video today. So guys, so they raised some suspicion, so not suspicion, but they brought something new up. And so I double checked it and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, guys, that was divine. So I was like, goodness gracious, let me read the FAQ. So guys, even me, I went back and I read the FAQ. And then when I went back to read the FAQ, I saw that they updated it a few months ago. So guess what? We don't need two computers no more. So guys, you can save a shitload of money now. Guys, you can do it from one computer. Guys, do you know what this means? Guys, this is a money factory. He said, yeah, I'm gonna probably go return the laptop. Yeah, bro, return that shit. Yeah, return it. Hey, Joe, did you buy 2 machine IDs or no? So did you spend that extra $80 or no? Did you or did you not? No. Okay, good shit. You good then. You good money, brother. What we talking about? What we time at? Like this in Atlanta. We time at. Like we're saying in Atlanta. They time at. Hold on. Yeah, man. So let me turn this off, man, so I can turn my ugly mug off, all right? Cause y'all don't be looking at my ugly mug, man. Y'all don't be looking at my ugly mug. Looking at my ugly mug, man. I don't want to be looking at my ugly mug. All right. Alrighty, guys. Hold on. Yeah, guys. Guys, we're here. What's this? Oh, these are my glasses. My glasses thing. These are my computer glasses. Bob Rogers. All right, guys. Without further ado, because I know you guys are very, 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 very busy. Let me stop bullshitting. All right, we gave everybody enough time. So guys, look, this is the script that we're going to be going off of. All right. So guys, look, this is the script that we're going to be going off of so far. Let me read it and let me go over it, just so everyone's aware. What's the script we got? So for this class this weekend, we're going to be preparing for the 1K to the 50K with 1K or less, 50K to 50K in withdrawals challenge. So I'm going to walk you through how it took me years to figure out, and it's going to save you guys some time, but you guys are going to have to learn and understand simple market setups and managing your risk accordingly. So you're going to have to do some studying. Guys, you're not just going to be able to turn $1,000 into $50,000 without doing some studying, without doing some knowledge. So that's a heavy disclaimer. And then also, I just want to let everybody know, like Quezada, because Quezada's still learning. So if you're not ready, then that's fine. It will all be documented. It's all going to be the same process. Also, this is a huge disclaimer that I want to get out just in case anyone decides to leave at any particular point during the lesson. This is very important, guys. This is very important. All right? So this is very important. So what's important is this. is even if you are not ready right now, Apex is doing this sale. This is like a once in a year kind of sale for them. The Memorial Day sale is not going to be like this. The July 4th sale is not going to be like this. Nor is Black Friday. I promise you it's not. Maybe Christmas. Maybe. However, however, if you want to load up on accounts right now, that's fine. And then if you want to do Eval Instant Pass once or twice, and then get the funded accounts and then put them on ice and then continue to practice, that's fine. Why? Because there is no limitation, time limit on a funded account. Once you pass it and you activate it and you pay that activation fee, there is no time limit. But if you pass it and if you just have it sitting on the side, then you still pay that $16 per account monthly or whatever the rebill rate is, all right? So because I know that because what I had going on was I would have because I would do Eval Instant Pass, so I would have like 30 or 40. So like I would have 20 accounts active on one account, and I would have like 15, 20 other accounts that I was paying monthly fees on that were already passed. So like in the event that I blew an account, I would just activate it. So you can do that if you have more than 20, but you shouldn't really have more than 20. So you can activate up to 20 and just have them sitting on the side, and then you can still practice on an evaluation until you feel comfortable to trade those. So please do not think that when we start this eval, this 1K to the 50K challenge next week, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna miss out on the 50,000. Let me try and rush my learning process. Do not do that, please. I'm serious. It will all be documented. And guys, we're probably gonna do it again. We might document it again. Who knows? So, guys, opportunities arise all the time. So do not feel rushed. It's all gonna be documented inside Discord for you, all right? So don't feel rushed, please. So I wanted to say that. Now, the script for today is this. We're going to start out with the most important lesson, liquidity and direction. Now, my liquidity and direction, it might differ a little bit from what ICT does. ICT might start on like a daily time frame and this and that, and that's what the book says, right? However, guys, that's why I exercise discretion. So guys, what I have done was I've tweaked it a little bit. So I've tweaked it a little bit in regards to my understanding of the markets. And so I feel as though that I added a further layer. Hold on. I feel as though that I added further understanding. I feel as though that I added further understanding of ICT's direction and bias. Now, you can still have a bias whenever you're starting out new. That's fine. So, but I'm going to put this disclaimer out there, and you guys need to listen to this. Why? Because I stopped giving a shit whether or not the market goes up or down. ICT doesn't care either. But I made it more of an emphasis to say, hey, you know what? They're not going. Hey, more than likely, I'm not going to take a position until they take out one of these levels here. And so I have a reasonable liquidity zone in mind, and I am not going to be guessing to then try and ride the wave to that liquidity. I want them to show me something first, like them take it out, and then them give me and then them present an opportunity for me to then take that trade, if that makes sense. So guys, for everyone that's new here, this is not like the live streams on Monday through Friday. You're gonna have to type in yes, and then you're gonna have to respond. All right, but if you're driving, then please don't do that. Please don't get pulled over, okay? But this is a class, and so class requires engagement because that's how you're going to master trading. All right, it's just you don't get to sit in the back of the class and just fall asleep, and then randomly tune in. Your learning is not going to be excelled like that. All right, so you're going to have to pay attention. So, third, guys, listen. This probably is going to be the last class that we do before we start the challenge. So any questions that you have, you're going to have to pay attention and you're going to have to lock in today. because this might be the last class that we do before we officially start the challenge, okay? Because we only do this class once a week, all right? And I make sure that all questions are answered. And guys, no question is stupid. The only thing is if you say, hey, what's a candlestick? I'm going to say, did you read page 1? Or if you say, hey, what's an FEG? I'm going to say, did you read page 1? That's on the FEG Simplified Playlist. Please read that. But outside of that, guys, there is no question that's stupid, okay? What if this is the first class I enter? So guys, listen, look, again, this class is only available for the people that are inside Discord. And then if I know you're inside Discord, like for example, XO Michelle is on TikTok, but however, I know she's a part of Discord. So if she has a question, then I'll answer it. So yeah, guys, listen. All right. So guys, listen, that does not mean that you throw away what you're learning on the mentorships that are inside the knowledge of community page. That does not mean that you throw away the directional bias. You can still understand what I'm looking at with this, because what I'm looking at is very simple. All right. So guys, look, it's going to be structured like this. The most important lesson, which is liquidity and direction. Guys, if you don't understand liquidity, then you're just not going to, then you're not going to understand why this market's moving. Guys, because this market's only job. Hold on. Guys, because this market's number one job is to fill orders. That's all that it is trying to do. So if you think this market is trying to is out to get you, for anyone that's new, you need to throw that idea out of your mind. This market is only trying to help you. It cannot see your little shitty 1 or 2 contracts or your demo account orders. And that's why you keep blowing up your prop firm accounts, or you keep blowing up your accounts because you in 3 or 4 minis or 3 or 4 micros. It cannot see that. It only sees orders and clusters of orders. So it is trying to take itself to a specific location to where it can fill orders. And then once it gets there, then it redecides and it digests that information. And then the algorithm then decides, where can I take price to next in order to fill more orders? That's it. And then when it's not trying to fill orders, then it'll just go sideways, which is called time distortion. And then it fills more orders going sideways while it digests information for the people that are inside options, because they get stopped out because they'll be down 30, 40% after like 3 or 4 hours. So guys, that's its number one job. Guys, you need to have preferably a pen and a paper. So most people have already written this down, but if you're new, you need to write this down. This is important. The market's number one job is to fill orders. That's it. Liquidity, to fill orders, to take it to a point where it's going to fill orders. Its number 2 job is to create imbalances to then do job number 1. That's it. And then its third, guys, this is not from ICT. Like, guys, this is from my understanding of the market, and I used to run a hedge fund, my own 3C1 hedge fund. And I have come to understand through my degree in economics and everything that I understand this. Now, other people may have said something similar or this and that, tomato, pina colada. I don't know. But I'm not copying this from anyone else. And if you listen to the third point, it is going to make sense. But it is based off of ICT's concepts, yes. And then the third job is that it is going to fill imbalances. Second job, create imbalances. Third job, fill those imbalances. And in 3 and 2 all funnel into 1, which is to target liquidity. So what it's going to do, 3 and 2 to then complete job number 1. And then it's a cycle all over again. That is it. So it is not out to hurt you. It is only trying to help you. Because if it can't take it to a point to where it's going to fill orders, then what's the purpose of trading this market, right? That's it. And so this market does not, guys, I used to think that this market is a zero-sum game. It's not. It's not. It is a 100-sum game in a sense. Why? Because they have a lock on this. So they get paid based off of spread. The algorithm and the market makers get paid off of spread by providing you the opportunity to buy. Because they know when you buy, you got to sell. You can't hold for forever. Even if you die, someone's going to sell your position. And then they get that spread difference. Your broker gets paid the commission by plugging you into the market maker itself. So you need to understand that as well, because once you understand that, then you understand that this market's not out to get you. Next on the list, we will then be followed by questions for anyone that has them, so please write them down so you don't forget. Also, pay attention to the lesson because your question may be answered. We will then do the 1K to the 50K challenge. Oh, I'm sorry. Second is we will talk about how we will trade the 1K to the 50K challenge. Because we're going to turn $732 into $50,000. Yes. Yes, it will be done. And yes, we will do it. All right? Now, it's not going to be 100% perfect. Like we're going to do it over the course of 2 weeks or a month. But with the power of these prop firms and understanding how to trade, we will do that. All right? But that's for the people inside Discord. Secondly, so how are we going to do that? We're going to be doing that using liquidity sweeps with confirmation, the power of the 1150 macro that's inside Discord, and trend trading on pullbacks into multiple imbalanced supports with an understanding of liquidity. So we're not going to be catching a falling knife here. These are all simple, high probability setups that appear every day. If you don't know what it is, familiarize yourself with those in the Time Hacks channel in Discord and watch the FEG's Explained playlist on the Knowledge and Community page. All right, so that's how that's going to work. So guys, before I start, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions about anything that I said before I move on? Does anyone have any questions about anything that I just said over the last 5 minutes? No? Okay, good. All right, good. Thanks, Just Blaze, for responding. All right, guys. Now, no, Mike says no. Okay, good. No. Okay, good. So that, guys, the engagement also lets me know that it lets me know that that my mic didn't just randomly just go out. All right. So what we got. I don't typically. I mean, this is technically speaking a busy. I guess I could start writing those down, but that's just, but that's New Day opening gap. Anything can happen there with that. So I don't necessarily like that busy. I don't necessarily like that, but I'll write that. Guys, all right, guys, listen. Guys, the first thing that I do every single day, I go to a 15-minute time frame, and then I label out my 15-minute FEGs. Why, guys? Because the market reacts to these the most. As you can see, guys, this 15-minute BISI right here is holding this entire market up. It's been holding this entire market up since 6:45 this morning. Since 6:45 this afternoon. And guys, as you saw, we came up here and then we did what? We tapped this 15-minute SIBI and then we rejected. And then we tapped this 15-minute BISI and it's holding it up. Guys, that's why I mark out the 15-minute FEGs. Guys, there's nothing here on my chart. Guys, there's literally nothing here on my chart except 15-minute zones that I marked out. The BISIs and the SIBIs. That's it. And then on the 1 minute time frame, the indicator is marking out the ones and the fives. So ones and fives and then 15s. That's it. Guys, we're gonna strip trading down to its chrome. Guys, trading is very simple. I used to think it was really hard. And I searched for so much information, so much. And I blew a gasket trying to find the best strategy. And it was hidden in plain sight this entire time. This market is just speaking in code and people can't read it. Guys, just stop with this thing. Do you think, guys, if it was as simple as to draw trend lines, don't you think that everybody would be a multi-millionaire? Like, if lines was going to hold up this market, and if you could predict where this market was going to go based off of a line that, guys, you don't even have to hand draw lines no more like how you did in the 70s. Guys, they have things now to where you can do this, to where you can just connect two dots like this and then it'll draw a straight line for you. If it was just this simple, wouldn't you think that everybody will be a quadrillionaire? Like, if that was the case? No! It's hidden in plain sight. You want to know why? You want to know why it's hidden in plain sight? Because if you look at a chart like this, excuse me, because if you look at it like this, look, it's hidden. Look, it's hidden. No one can see this. They can't see what we're looking at. They can't. But if you understand what we're looking at, guys, look, the average person is going to look at this and they're going to go, yo, why the hell is that market standing there like that? What imaginary line is this? Why is that market doing that? But I'm looking at it and I'm going, holy shit. Holy shit, that's a 15-minute BISI right there. That's why that market's doing that. Other people are going, why the hell did we start rejecting there? What's going on? You can't see that. This right here is the beginning of a 15-minute SIBI. That's why. It's hidden in plain sight, but people can't see that. So that's just the introduction. So now, liquidity and direction. So this, Blaze started laughing. He said, facts. Yeah, it's true. So guys, look, liquidity and direction. So once I do that, and I got my 15-minute BISIs labeled out. Hold on, let me start my timer right quick. Hold on, let me start my timer. Because I don't want to run too long and go on rants because my ADD won't stop. Because I'll make a point for an hour and I got to chill out. So guys, I then go to 1 minute time frame. Guys, what's a BISI and SIBI? Quiet Swarm. You're going to have to read page 1. But however, I will tell you what it is. A BISI is defined as a buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance. It is a buy side imbalance. And a SIBI is a sell side imbalance. But you're going to have to read page 1 on the Knowledge and Community page to understand it and go to the FVG playlist. The playlist, yep. So the playlist that explicitly says, watch this, watch this, that one. So it's on the Knowledge and Community page. So that's the page that you're paying. I think you signed up for $8, $8 or $11 a month normally for. So that page has a huge amount of information. It is nothing more than the market creating an imbalance and tipping its hand. If the market does not create any imbalances, how we trade will allow you to avoid time distortion. And it will allow you to stop getting chopped up and because a lot of traders get chopped up and they get fucked up in trades. Don't they all? Guys, I got a question. Unless I'm specifically trying to prove a point, and unless my stop is at break even, or unless I am intentionally trying to hold for 200 or 300 ticks, for anyone that's new in here, have you ever seen me fall a victim to time distortion? Ever? Like ever? Never. Ever. Yeah, guys, hold on. So that they can see this. Hold on. Guys, have you guys ever seen me do that? To where like I'm in a trade for like an hour or 30 minutes even, and I'm like, man, what the hell? Where the hell are they gonna go? Man, they keep on stopping me out. Guys, I got stopped out on Friday at break even, but that's because I chased it to prove a point. But I just re-entered again off of the same confirmation and it played out. But you guys have never seen me just get stopped out. Why? Wait, how? Guys, that's because I avoid time distortion. Guys, they have to show me something in order for me to trade. And then if they just go sideways, then I just let them fuck other people over and just let them blow their accounts. That's just how that works. So you will learn how to avoid that too from being in here with us. Now, liquidity. This is important. Guys, you have to understand where this market can potentially go. That's it. Guys, you will stop caring about the market going up or down. Because if it goes down, then you'll just align yourself with it going down on a pullback. Or you'll wait for a liquidity sweep and then you'll enter with confirmation. If it goes up, then you'll wait for a liquidity sweep and then you'll enter on a short with confirmation on a sell side imbalance, which is a SIBI. And then you'll manage your risk off of that. Or if they're going up and then they pull it back before they get to the liquidity zone that you're thinking that they're going to on a reasonable pullback with confirmation, then you enter and you ride the wave. And you're out where the market can begin to hurt you at. It's just that simple. There's nothing else to think about. So, but in order to understand that, you have to understand where they can potentially go in order to make money. They as in the algorithm, so that they can fill orders. Because if they don't fill orders, then they don't get money. But guys, they can't take the guys, they cannot do this. You have to understand this. This is important. Look at your screen. They cannot just do this. They cannot do this for 2 minutes and then do this 3 minutes later, and then 4 minutes come up here, and then 2 minutes do this. And then stop here, and then come down here, and then do this again 3 minutes later, all in the course of 15 minutes. They cannot do that. Why? Because no one will participate. So with that being said, the third thing that you have to write down and that you have to understand in your brain is the market is going to do the most obvious thing in the least obvious way to hurt the most amount of people. That's it. It is going to do the most obvious thing in the least obvious way to hurt the most amount of people. Because they have to make it believable, guys, so that people can buy and sell. All right? Because if they were just going up 3% in one straight line, down 4% in another straight line, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, no one will put their money in, they'd be scared. I wouldn't do that. I'm serious. All right. So, with that being said, guys, we are now going to start looking at and understanding where this market could potentially go to. Now, guys, this is a live market. So what you're looking at on my screen is a live representation of this market. Here, let me remove this. This is a live representation of the market. So now keep in mind, guys, we are already up 0.34%, but that does not matter. What you need to understand is where they can go up or down. So guys, look, this is what I need from you guys. I need the participation, and I need a number. I need a number for where they could potentially take this market at come Monday. Hold on, let me check and see if there's any news. Because if Powell is releasing an economic data point, then anything's on the table. Let's see what Monday has. I'm sorry. Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday just has ISM 3-star, not anything crazy. Okay. All right. So not anything crazy. So guys, Tuesday's going to be a normal day. So let's just say that tomorrow's a normal day. Give me a number, guys, and we're going to make this one a little bit faster than the last one. So I need participation now. So now this is your chance in order to get in. So we've been talking for like 15, 20 minutes. Give me a number on where you think that they could potentially take this market to in order for them to make a shitload of money. A number in particular. It has to be a number, and I'm going to let you know whether or not you're right or wrong. Josh says, have you ever used an Apex funded account? Of course I do, Josh. I do eval Instapass with Apex. How the hell do you think I make $20,000 to $30,000 a month? I only use funded accounts with Apex, brother. That's it. So I do eval Instapass, and I do not trade evals with Apex. I do not trade evals. I do eval Instapass, and then I get an unlimited amount of funded accounts with them. I'm not even joking. So let's look at the numbers inside Discord. Let's see what we got. So Salo says 23,700. Guys, if what you're looking at is fairly close, then I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Salo, were you looking at 23,700 or were you looking at 23,682? 680. Which one, Salo? So that I can let you know. Were you looking at right here? So you were looking at 23,614. Guys, listen. I need an upside and I need a downside target as well. So send that in the chat as well. So upside and downside. I'm not talking about guys, this has nothing to do with direction. This has zero to do with direction. Because guys, no one knows what the hell they're going to take this market at. If anyone tells you that, then they're lying. Guys, this is how my trade plan is right like 100% of the time, and I'm getting ready to explain it to you. Salo says 23,700. So you said 23,740, Salo. That's what you meant, 23,740. Okay. Guys, I need an upside and a downside target, so you need to send two so that I can read them. Salo, you're wrong. 23,700 is wrong, and then 23,740 is wrong. No, that's wrong. Nope. I'm not saying that they can't take it there, but if they come here, then they're gonna come here. Okay. So let's see, guys. I'm talking about where they can reasonably take this market at within the near future, like on a normal day. All right. So nope. Mike says 23,675. I'm assuming that Mike means 23,680. Mike, do you mean 23,680? Do you mean this or do you mean this? Or do you mean 23,675? Okay. Yeah, guys, look, because it might be a little bit hard for them to see the exact numbers on my screen, because even though they can screen share, it's not like you're looking at your exact monitor. So Mike says here. Mike is correct. Guys, I'm talking about initially. Guys, I'm talking about initially, and then they will decide what they're going to do then. Guys, I'm not talking about, guys, of course, everything is on the table. But guys, I'm talking about the first major objective. This is how I set out the pre-market plan, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it so that you can start thinking like me. Because, I mean, clearly, guys, guys, the proof is in the pudding. You've seen it. So, hold on. So, he says here, that's correct. 23,681 or 23,690. Upside to the upside. Downside is 23,370. Correct, Murdoch. Correct. However, there's two there. So there's two there because you have the Friday low. However, I'm not gonna lie, Murdoch.
I feel like they're gonna flush that because two double ones right there.
Agreed.
So if they're gonna come near, they're gonna flush those two right there.
Agreed. So yeah, so because this is so close, if they come down here again, I would not be surprised if they flush this level right here. So that 23,370. So yes, he's correct. So he's correct on that. He says 23,205. 23,205. 23,205.
That's if it get
is
nasty. That's if it get nasty, bro.
Correct, exactly. Yeah, so that's if that gets really, really, really nasty. Like it has to be like a serious news driver in order for us to really get kind of freaky, or like the first or like the last day of the month. Kind of freaky. Something like that in order for us to, like, guys, in order for us to sit here, in order for us to drop another 2% in a like that. Something has to get nasty. But however, yes, technically speaking, 23,205 is correct. Yes. So yes, Murdoch is correct as well. But however, he had a caveat if it gets nasty. 23,500, Stella says. 23,500. Stella says 23,500. Stella says 23,500. No, Stella, too close. Nope, Stella, too close. Stella, they could do that. Stella, they could take it to 23,500 in one candle. So no. They're not really gonna make a shitload of money like if they take it there. I'm gonna just be 100% for real with you. They're really not. So 23,500 is wrong, Stella. Blaze says 23,640. So 23,640, he says. No, Blaze, you're incorrect. Blaze, that's Blaze, that's an imbalance. So if they get there, they could potentially reject it, but they're not really gonna make no money up there. Guys, I'm talking about their number one objective, liquidity. Because this, guys, this is the brain that this computer is operating under. So you have to understand how it's thinking. Guys, once you understand how it's thinking, then you'll be good. I'm serious. You'll be good. Like, guys, that's like 70% of the battle. So no, that's wrong. I'm gonna just be honest, guys. This is why I want you to participate, so you can go, holy shit, I was wrong. Damn, let me correct it, like that. Salo says 23,740. No, that was wrong. Salo. King Crypto says 23,623. 23,623. No, King Crypto. Nope. I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because that's too far from what I was looking at. Nope, that's wrong. King Crypto, that's wrong. 23,614. No, that's wrong. Guys, this is their third objective. Filling this imbalance is their third objective. Guys, I'm talking about the first objective, liquidity and direction. Guys, there's only been like 2 people that's been right so far. That's exactly why I'm doing this. And then if you already know it, then you need to confirm it so that you can learn to confirm what you're looking at. That's very important. Hold on. That's very important. All right. Secondly, so Just Blaze says 23,400. 23,400. I'm assuming that Blaze, yep, correct. Yeah, yes, Blaze, correct. But Blaze, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, correct. Yes, you are correct. Yes, you are. Yes, initially, yes, you are correct. However, a caveat to that is if they get there, then they are more than likely 9.9 times out of 10 going to flush 23,371. But however, initially you would still be correct. Yes. All right. So Blaze is correct. Low 23,420. No. Who said 23,420? Mike says no. Nope. Not 23,420. Nope. It's either 23,400 or it's 23,370. Mike, no. Latanya, 22,343. Or 24 typo. So what was the typo? 23,430. No. Nope. Here. 23,400. Nope. If they come here, they're gonna come here.
You were saying like a complete flush, like a complete sweep.
What I'm saying is well, first off, that's step 2. Step one is where can they go in order to make money? Where are they trying to take this market? That's it. So where can they go on the next trading day to make money at? Before like their objective, their number one objective, where can they go? Like schemes aside and balances aside, all like throw everything out the window, guys. Guys, it's not that hard. Throw it all out the window. Where can they go in order to trigger the most orders at? That's what you're thinking of. Where can they go to trigger the most orders? That's it. It's serious. Guys, that's it. Within the immediate vicinity, guys, the reason why this percentage calculator is right here is because of the average true daily range so that you can see. Guys, you're not going to put like a 5% upside and downside target because the likelihood of that happening is not going to happen unless like Trump comes out and says tariffs are off or tariffs are on for everybody. F Russia. Nick says 23,400. Yes, correct, Nick. Yes. 23,448 to the downside. 23,448. No, Felicia. 23,572. No. No, Felicia. Wrong. Both are wrong, Felicia. Shirley, 23,400. Yes, she's correct. King Crypto, 23,678. 23,678. Yes, King Crypto. Yes, you are correct now. 23,426. Low. No, King Crypto, wrong. 23,670.
Well, I'm still where we were going.
Huh?
That was like that 426. That one I just put that well. I see no better now. I was just looking for like where would they go to reverse to come back, just to do a sweep to return. That's what I was thinking about
Oh
when I
well.
clicked the low.
Okay, well, one brother, I'm gonna be honest. If they come to 23, 426, I would not even be considering a market reversal until they took out 23, 397. And then potentially, if they're already there, then I'm going to expect them to take out 23, 371. Minimum. Minimum
Right,
23,
right.
397. And then 23, 7, 23, let's call it 371 at a minimum. Minimum. Are we just talking about daily bias? No, we are not. This is
Is that a
non-biased.
CB? Is that a CB line that underneath there? Because I don't think I have that one marked. Where you have that 23, was that
This whole thing right
397?
here, this whole thing right here is a
Yeah,
BISI. This right
okay,
here,
got
excuse me, let me delete this. So this whole thing right here is a 15-minute BISI. And then obviously this is a 15-minute BISI that you can see right there. All right. So what we got? So Stella, so the last thing is 23,397. 23,39, guys. This is gonna be guys. This is gonna be the longest point that we made because it's the most important thing. 23,397. So 397. Yes, correct, Stella. 260. She says 260. What's that? 260. I gotta zoom all the way out. 260. No, wrong. There's nothing there at 260. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at 260, Lala. Or 23,700. 23,700. No, there's nothing at 23,700 either. You're looking at a BISI and a SIBI. I'm looking at the point that they're gonna attack and then reverse this market. You're thinking on steps 3. Step three, Lala, is they take out 23,681 and then shoot it to the 15-minute SIBI here like this, and then they do this, and then they create an imbalance here, and then they potentially retest this in a perfect scenario, then they shoot it lower. That's what you're looking at. I'm looking at where they are going to go to potentially make money. That's it, period. That's it. So guys, listen, the answer to the test is this. Looking at it in black and white terms is this. Right here and right here. That's it. That is their number one objective. That's it. Guys, and I don't give a shit if they go up or if they go down. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Guys, if you care about being right more than guys, if you care about being right than you care about more about making money, that's a problem. Guys, as a trader, you don't care if it goes up or down. So guys, I'm gonna be honest, who gives a fuck about daily bias? Guys, that's where I start to deviate from ICT at. Who gives a fuck about daily bias? Now, does that mean if we're down 3%, does that mean that I'm gonna consider longing it and trying to catch a knife? No. So of course I care a little bit. I'm paying attention to the trend, of course. Right? Of course. Because if it's a bullish day, why would I continuously be trying to hunt shorts if we're at the all-time high? So of course I care about daily bias. But guys, I'm talking about initially. Guys, I don't give a shit if this market goes up or down. I don't care. I don't. And neither should you. So with that being said, guys, excuse me. So guys, with that being said, this right here is what they're going to target. All right. So with that understanding, right? Let me delete this. So guys, with that understanding, then you can move on to the second objective. I have a question. You need to type this in the chat. How are they going to get to how are they going to get to 23,681 and how are they going to get to 23,997? How are they going to do that? Response, please. How are they going to do that? How do you think that they're going to do that? How? News? Okay, yes. Fill orders? Okay, yes. I'm sorry. What's the method? What's the method? Like, what's the method that they're going to use? FVGs. Okay. What's the method? Okay. I have FVGs. Okay. I have VGs. Okay. Liquidity sweeps. Okay. Sweeps. Okay. Sweeps. Okay. Yeah. So Okay, liquidity sweep. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we got the answers coming into the chat. Let's see, so everyone can see them. Okay, good. Okay, so what we got? False move down into the FEG, then up. Okay, guys, listen. Let me go over these. So liquidity sweep is wrong because a liquidity sweep just means that a liquidity sweep means that they've already completed the objective. So that's wrong. A sweep is wrong. Liquidity sweep is wrong. False move down into the FEG, then up. Okay, slightly correct. Filling the imbalances. Filling the imbalances is the third objective. So that's wrong, Latanya. Fake outs and manipulations. No, that's wrong. Power 3. Possibly. Yes, correct. Possibly Murdoch. So guys, listen. They're gonna do it by creating imbalances. So who is right? So guys, news is just a method for them to just do it faster. That's it. But that's not the method. Guys, I said it earlier, so it should be in your notes. The first job is here and here. I'm sorry. Let me remove this. The first job is here and here. The second job is to create imbalances, which is FEGs. That's it. So they're going to use FEGs in order to then try and fill those imbalances, guys. All right. And so, yeah, sure, they can use IFEGs, sure. So maybe, yeah, but guys, an IFEG cannot form if an FEG is not formed. So an FEG comes first, because in order for it to be an inverse, a normal FEG has to form first, right? So that it can be inverse, right? Because the opposite, it's inverse. It closed above it on that time frame. So that's how that works. Okay. So guys, that's it. And so now, third, guys, in the meantime, guys, so the last question is this: while they are targeting this, what are they trying to do? I need a response. While they are targeting that, what are they trying to do before they complete the objective of getting here or here? What are they trying to do? No, fill orders is the number one objective. So I'm gonna just let you know that right now, Mickey, you're wrong. Fill imbalances. Okay, Joe says fill imbalances. Where's something else? What are you guys thinking? Come on, what you guys thinking? Create imbalances and fill them. Okay, so 2 and then 3. He says, make money, take us out. Make money, take us out. No, make money is objective number 1. Take us out, they don't care about you, Mickey. They don't. You need to get rid of that. They don't care. They don't care about taking you out. They don't care if you're in a trade for 100 days. They don't care because they know you're going to eventually sell. So they're just going to take it to a point to where they can fill orders. So they don't care about taking you out, Mickey. Create and fill. I agree with filling balances. Okay, target and liquidity. Target liquidity is the first job, Latanya. Generate liquidity. Generating liquidity can be sideways time distortion like this, bro. Blaze. Generating liquidity is whenever they get here and here. So that's their first objective. Fill the gaps. Okay, guys, I'm not going to create a crazy suspense. It's the third objective, which is filling the imbalances. So on the way up here, then they're going to try and fill this. But then they're going to create imbalances in the meantime. So in the midst of them filling imbalances, they're going to be creating imbalances as well. That's why that's above 3. All right? So you need to understand that. All right? So guys, listen. With that being said, guys, I hope that you understand liquidity and direction. So guys, listen. This is just a daily example of this. This repeats itself time in and time out. However, there are people in here this is their third class, so I am not going to do another example of this and spend another 20 or 30 minutes. I'm going to move on to another point. But guys, you need to understand this. So this is very important. That's why I wanted the feedback. Guys, you need to understand within a reasonable time frame where they're going to go to fill orders. Guys, liquidity, guys, listen. I'm going to close it with this. You need to understand this. Liquidity is generated whenever they trigger buy and sell stops, or whenever they force people to buy or sell in the market. Guys, they can't see if you have a stop order or not. They cannot do that. They can only see orders that need to be filled. That's it. So they're going to take it to a place with the most where the most amount of people can transact. For example, I want to, guys, because I got a question. Let's just say that you were lucky enough to buy here in this circle right here. Where would you reasonably want to get out at? I need to know where you are reasonably going to get out at if you bought anywhere in this area here. At any point in time, and this market starts going up into here. Where are you going to want to get out at? Okay, guys. Let me correct this before the answer start coming in, guys. Listen, I'm not talking about with what I am talking about, guys. I'm not talking about with what I am telling you before the market can hurt you at. Let me correct that. I apologize, because that's what we're teaching now, so that we can stack days together. I am talking about if you are an average normal trader and 90% of them lose because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Where are you going to sell at if you were operating under the normal brain of a normal person? Not how you are now, to where you're like, oh, look at that imbalance. Let me get out over here this 15-minute SIBI because I know what I'm doing now. No. I'm talking about where you are going to get out at if you bought anywhere in this zone here. Where are you going to put your sell order at? I need a number. This is important, guys. This is the last lesson. It's important. I need a number. Where are you going to put your sell order at? Guys, think outside yourself. I'm not talking about you. I am talking about if you bought anywhere in this zone using any weird-ass strategy, where are you going to sell at? Where are you going to sell at here? Anywhere in this zone, where are you going to sell at? 23,681, he says. Okay, 23,681. Okay. I think that Murdoch means 681, not 601. Murdoch, you mean 601 or are you talking about 681? Which one are you talking about, Murdoch? 23,580, she says. Okay. No. He said, get out at 660, he says, to be safe. No. Nope. Mr. Matt, nope. Mr. Matt, no, no. Jay, what's up? No. Nick says 23,681. Guys, okay, guys, the correct answer is 23,681. Guys, listen. 23,500. 23,500, she says. No. No, Latanya. Latanya, I said if you bought anywhere in this zone, where would you be looking to get out at? Why would you put, if you bought in here, why would you put a sell order at 23,500? Let it come back again to the same area. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, Nick, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing. Guys, listen. Guys, the answer is right here in plain sight. Guys, you're gonna be looking to get out right here. Guys, if you bought anywhere in this zone, anywhere in this huge circle right here, you're gonna be looking to get out right here. Like, if you're not ridiculously greedy and just being a dumbass, you're gonna be looking to get out right here at this high point right here. That's where they're gonna put the orders at. So guys, look, I got a question. The next question is this. If you shorted anywhere in this zone, so like, let's just say I shorted it anywhere down here. So anywhere from here to down here, and I am in the green, and I am a normal, simple, one-dimensional trader, where's my buy stop going to be at? You short the red circle. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You talking? No. Well, oh no. Well, Latanya, you were still wrong. You were still wrong, Latanya. Even if you were trying to answer the question that we're getting ready to answer right now, that answer is still wrong. If you shorted in here now, so now it's the reverse for what you thought. Anywhere in this circle right here, not this one, well, anyone, here or here, where would your final line in the sand be? If you were a one-dimensional trader, guys, I'm not talking about you seeing no FEGs and you know how to read this market, guys. Guys, listen, you have to think, about what other people are getting fucked over on in order for you to properly understand. Guys, I'm just being 100% real with you. Guys, I know it's fucked up, but you are now going to have, guys, this is why I put a single support and resistance video on purpose on the information and community page on page 1. Because I know you guys are probably thinking, why the fuck is there a support and resistance video in there? Why is that in there? Guys, because I want you to understand that so that you can now understand what not to do. Guys, you have to start thinking, oh my goodness, holy shit, people are going to be drawing trend lines right there. They're going to be the ones blowing up the accounts. Where are they going to be putting their orders at? So they can be smashed like that. Seriously. I know it's fucked up, guys, but it's true. So if you were short in here, where would your final line in the sand be on this chart? Normal three-dimensional thinking. I'd get out at 23,640 because I'd be scared. No. Guys, this has nothing to do with you being scared. Guys, this has something to do with you being a professional one-dimensional trader and you using normal lines, normal hardcore stops to determine your stop loss. It has nothing to do with you. Separate yourself from yourself. Look outside yourself. I'm serious. Look outside yourself and learn. It all comes down to the individual's account. Look, okay, guys, I'm not talking about you being max contract balls to the wall, Mr. Met. Guys, I'm talking about you being a simple, normal professional trader and you trading support and resistance or trend lines, or you're using like a hardcore stop. Guys, I don't care if you got $1 million inside your account. Where are you going to admit defeat at? Before your account gets like, where are you going to admit defeat at? Because guys, you got to get out of a trade sooner or later. Guys, if you got $1 million inside your account, are you just going to hold down 3%? That does not make any sense. You damn sure, guys, you're not going to have no $1 million in your account if you, guys, if you have a habit of holding down 3% depending upon where your account is. That makes no sense. Because I'm talking about professional traders. Guys, we are going to beat professional traders because we are going to think a step above them. Where are they going to admit defeat at? He says, heck no. What you mean, heck no, Blaze? 23,523. Okay, 23,440. 23,440. No, Latanya, no. You're short. You are short. Where's your buy side order going to get you out of this market? No, no, Miss Felicia. No, Felicia, no. No. That's wrong, no. I'll be honest, no, it's wrong. Guys, listen, it's right here. Guys, it's in the same spot. Nothing's changed. 23.97. 23.97. Guys, this right here is exactly why I'm spending time on this. Break even. J-Jab, this is class. So this is the class for the people inside Discord. So you get free one-on-one classes on the weekend. And you get to learn. No, guys, it's in the same spot. Guys, that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not gonna lie. Old me just went for ticks, but 23, so 397. No, Joe. Joe, no. You didn't listen to what I was saying. No, Joe, that's wrong. Guys, no, guys, if I am short in here, my stop is going to be over here at the same spot, guys. Guys, why? Guys, cause it's the high of here. Guys, it's this liquidity. Guys, look at this double top liquidity right here. This is a perfect place for people to put stop sign. Guys, you not going to put a stop order right here at 23,670. Why? Why? Guys, because you're going to think you're smarter than market, so you're going to drag it right here just to be safe. Guys, you're not going to put your order right here, guys. You're not gonna put your sell, guys. You're not gonna put your buy stop order right there if you were short anywhere in the zone, and this market starts going against you, guys. If this market starts going against you, where are you gonna put it at? You're not gonna put it right here. You're gonna be like, oh, let me double check. Let me be right here, just to be safe. I'll put it right here this high. I didn't understand the question. The question messed me up. I misunderstood as well. Okay, good. So I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. So let me explain that a little bit clearer. If you were short anywhere in this zone, where would you put a buy stop order at? Guys, because if you're short, that means that you sold a specific amount of contracts. So in order to get out of the market as an admit defeat, it has to be a buy order. A stop loss. Yeah, correct. Yeah, guys, a stop loss is called a buy side. Guys, right here. It's called a buy stop. Buy to stop. It's called a buy stop. But I just elaborated on it a little bit more. Because if I said stop loss, then that could mean long or short. You don't know what direction. So it's called a buy stop. So if I am short, I have to create a buy stop, as in it stops, as in it initiates a buy order to stop my position, to stop it. All right. So if I'm short in this zone, I am going to be out right here. Guys, this is going to be my final line in the sand. Because if you're someone, a professional trader, you're not going to sit here and you're not going to go through another 0.5% drawdown to the next high. You're not going to do that. Nope, Stella, you're wrong. I had to double check right now. You're wrong, Stella. It's called a buy stop. You see that? It's called a buy stop, Stella. Stella, a sell stop. A sell stop closes a buy order. Yes, correct. But I was saying if you were short in this zone, where's your buy stop going to be at? So that's what we're referencing. So yes, a sell stop closes a buy order. Yes, and a buy stop closes a sell order. So for example, right here, right now, this right here is a buy stop. So if I am short in this zone and if this shit starts to go against me, my last line of defense is going to be right here, guys. It's going to be right here. This is going to be my last line of defense here. All right. So that's very, 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 very important. So, and also, guys, listen, hold on, let me close this straight out. Also, guys, look. Guys, also, conversely. If I bought this in here, let's just say I bought this, right? Where am I going to get out at? I am going to put a sell order here. This right here is where I'm going to go, man, my pockets are fat. Let me get out. If I am in a buy order, I am going to put my buy stop right here at this line. I mean, a sell stop, I'm sorry. I'm going to put my sell stop right here. If I'm long, I'm going to put my sell stop right here. Or possibly even right here. That's why any one of those are fully on the table. All right. So, are you targeting bottom liquidity? Nope. This is a teaching lesson for the people inside Discord. The People inside Discord, this is a teaching lesson, Adam. So guys, did that make sense? Guys, listen. So guys, listen, look. The reason why they're targeting is this. The reason why they're targeting this, guys, is because they don't give a shit about what orders are there. Guys, because there's going to be people buying and selling all at this specific point. So this is where they're going to be able to transact the most and make the most amount of money if they take this up here. If they take this down here, this right here is where they're going to be able to make the most amount of money. So you have to understand their first objective, because no matter how greedy you think you are nowhere near as greedy as this algorithm. Does that make sense in regards to liquidity? Does that make sense? Guys, you have to understand that. So guys, listen. This right here is where they're going to stop the most amount of traders at, stop the most amount of traders out at, as in everyone that's short, at that line, at that circle. And then at that same exact circle, there's going to be tens of millions of traders selling all at the same exact time because they bought down here. And then there's a shitload of them that sold down here because they're trying to short this bear flag. Guys, because they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. Excuse me. Guys, they don't know what the hell they're looking at, so they're trying to short this bear flag, and this bear flag is then going to break out and then target this because they're trying to trade patterns, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So for everyone that's short in here, they're going to be getting out here. For everyone that bought this down here, they're going to be getting out here. All at the same time on the same exact candle. That is how they make money. That is all it is to liquidity, guys. That is the market's number one job. So you have to understand that, guys. Fuck bias, up or down, it does not matter. Where are they going to go to make money? Where are they going to go to stop the most traders out at, which and get the most people in and out of the market at the same time? That is liquidity. It is literally just that simple. Now, I spent 25, 30 minutes explaining that, 40 minutes explaining that, but guys, that is the number one job of it. There's nothing else other than that. Does that make sense, guys? So we're not going to do a normal explanation like how we normally do. Does that make sense? Everyone says yes, yes, yes. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. So guys, if you want some more practice on that, then you're going to have to look at that and you're going to have to understand that yourself. So, but you can ask me questions, that's fine. So you can ask me questions, but guys, whenever I send targets inside, whenever I send targets on a pre-market plan, that's why you're supposed to read it. Guys, that's what that is. So if what you are looking at does not align with those numbers that I just said about possible liquidity targets, then that's a problem. Then sure, ask a question, because nothing's absolute, but ask a question, but that's a problem. You need to be on alert. Now, how we're going to trade the 1K to the 50K challenge, how we're going to turn $750, $732 into 50,000 is going to be like this. We're going to use the 1150 macro. We are then going to do liquidity sweeps. What's a liquidity sweep? A liquidity sweep is this. Guys, for example, if you go back to Friday, we swept this liquidity right here on Friday. So this right here flows into Joe's question. We swept this data wick low liquidity right here on Friday. Right here. I'm going to put a line right here. When we swept this, after coming down here in a straight line, I figured that we were going to bounce this. So this is answering Joe's question about why I decided to take that without confirmation. Why? Because we had a major liquidity sweep on a data wick low, and that's what they were targeting. And then they went down in a straight line, and we swept multiple levels of liquidity, and we stopped out multiple traders in a straight line. We took out this. I gotta zoom out with how crazy this is. This and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of liquidity. Shit, even 7. No, not there, because I bought here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of liquidity we swept, all down in a straight line from 9:33 down to 10:15, in a straight line with no bounce. I was willing to take a flyer that I was going to be able to profit about 50 to 60 ticks on that trade, directly into at the time a 15-minute busy. So I was willing to bet on that bouncing, which it did. So that was more so a field thing, so to speak, Joe. But however, that was probably like a B quality trade because I didn't have a multiple like a 1 minute busy to confirm my bias. I was more so catching a falling knife. But however, a rally attempt had failed at multiple locations as well. Here, and right here was where I bought at right there for me to profit on that, if that makes sense. So that's what I did, if that makes it honorable. Let me delete this. So guys, look, if that makes sense, Joe, that's what that was. So on that major data wick low liquidity sweep, I took a flyer directly into a 15-minute busy because it was basically near the consequent encroachment of that 15-minute busy, and I was willing to add at the consequent encroachment of that for a bounce. Bro, we're not even looking at the market right now. This is a lesson for the people that are inside Discord right now. So does that make sense, Joe? Does that make sense to everybody on as to why I took this trade right here on Friday? Because once we swept that, I longed it right here on this pullback, and I capitalized as such. Does that make sense to everybody? As far as that logic and that reason is concerned. So, what else we got? Hold on. Does that make sense, Joe? I was trying to direct why you got in so fast, and I was thinking maybe you used an order block. No, I did not. I saw us flushing directly into this 15-minute busy after sweeping like 4 or 5 levels of liquidity down in a straight line. And I was like, guys, they got to at least take this market higher. Guys, something is wrong if they just go directly down in a straight line with no bounce. Directly through multiple 15-minute busies. Because there was a shitload of 15-minute busies here, and they just invalidated all of those. So I was like, shit, I'm going to take a flyer right here when we get here. And I waited patiently, and then they gave it to me. And then they gave me a pullback, and I took it, and I wrote it up as such, and I re-added. So but however, guys, that has to be a scalp whenever you don't have market confirmation to where you can manage your risk to within a few ticks. That has to be a scalp. Why does it have to be a scalp, guys? Because look, they came right back for it. So, guys, so they bounced it, and then they went higher, like 80 ticks past where I got out at, and then they dumped it again. Because the overall trend was so bearish. All right. So, with that being said, Exposed FX, he says all gambling. Brother, it's gambling if you don't understand what the hell you're doing. So, because you don't understand what you're doing, then yes, you think it's gambling. But it's not gambling to me. If you trade in support and resistance trend lines, then you need a 3-to-1 R, and then you only need to be right 26% of the time to be profitable. But you still don't know what the fuck you're doing because you only win it 26% of the time. That's not what we're doing, bro. That's not what we're doing. I win 90% of the time. I don't know what you're looking at, and I don't know what you got going on. But that's just me. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. So the proof is in the pudding here with what we got going on. I'm just being 100% real with you. So you might not know how to read the market, but don't put your limitations on me, please. This is not gambling. It's not. Bro, everything requires risk. Everything in life is a gamble. Nothing comes with a 100% certainty. But however, it ceases to be gambling whenever you understand exactly how to read this market to a tick. It ceases to be gambling then. Because you're not just hoping and praying. You know what the fuck you're looking at. So anyone telling y'all that's gambling, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. If you're doing what we got going on. I'm being for real with you. Otherwise, then yes, you are gambling because you're hoping and praying. You don't know what's going on. Yes, you're risk managers now. You manage your risk. Guys, nothing is 100% certain. Nothing in this life. Not even your car. I don't care what kind of car you got. I don't care what you got. I don't care what kind of technology you got. Nothing. Not even life. I could be talking right now and a bullet could come through my window and I could stop talking and you wouldn't know what the hell happened to me. Now that's less likely because of where I live at, and I live in the suburbs. But still, though, you get the point. So the last portion of it was questions. So we got that. We got how we're going to trade the do the 1K to the 50K challenge. That's the 1150 macro. That's inside the Time Hacks channel inside Discord. And then guys, and then trend trading with pullbacks. Guys, what do I mean by trend trading with pullbacks? This is what I mean by trend trading with pullbacks. Trend trading with pullbacks is the market is bearish, and then like we have like a bearish imbalance like this. And we get a pullback into said bearish imbalance, and then we short it like here to capitalize on the downside. And then we're out at the first chance where the market can begin to hurt us at, like maybe like here or here. And then we move our stop to break even right there. And then we're out fully like something like here. That's what I mean by trend trading with pullbacks. So we're using imbalances to manage our risk on a pullback. This right here is not a trend trade with a pullback. You didn't get a pullback. They took it down here in a straight line, and then when they dumped it, they kept it sideways. So like one candle up, but it was still basically sideways here. And then they dumped it again. One candle and then back. Guys, they didn't do nothing. They just kept on going down in a straight line. There's nothing there. Trend trading with pullbacks would be something like this. Would be them taking it all the way up into here, and then them doing this. Them rejecting an imbalance here, and then them taking it lower, and then we can long it off this 1, 5, and 15 and manage our risk here very tightly, and then we go higher. And then we're out where the market can begin to hurt us at. That's what I mean by trend trading with pullbacks, guys. But we're going to be out at the first chance where the market can begin to hurt us at. What does that mean? That means that we're going to start scaling out and being out fully at the first at the first internal liquidity zone, or the next imbalance opposite of where we entered at. So if we entered based off of this bullish imbalance, then we're going to be out at the next bearish imbalance or the next liquidity sweep. Not major, but the next internal, if that makes sense. And then we're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to take B plus and A quality plus trade setups for the first payout or two, or really the first 3 payouts, on our way to getting 50,000. That's what we're going to do. Sony says, if you know what you're doing, it's calculated risk backed by probability, but people don't get that. Yes, that's correct, Sony. Yes, 100% correct. Yes, you're correct. So. Anyway. Okay, so guys, look. Guys, does what I said make sense? Does what I said make sense, or were you confused about how we're going to be trading the 1K to the 50K? Guys, that's what I'm going to show. It's either going to be liquidity sweeps, and then we get a pullback with confirmation, or it's going to be 1150 macro, but we're not just going to blindly long 1150 macro. No, we're going to wait for a pullback. So if you're confused about how to trade 1150 macro, please go to the film review channel in Discord and then watch the 1150 macro. And then I'll watch how I traded that. That's how we're going to trade that, but we're going to be fully out at the first profit target. Hey, Eric. Why would we move to break even instead of trailing the stop loss if we can get dinged on drawdown? Or is that not how that works? That's up to you. You can trail it. That's fine. I'm just saying, guys, break even because I think that break even should be the minimum that you should be at. So you can you can trail it if you want to. You can do that. It's up to you. It's just however you want to manage your risk, but make sure at a minimum it's at break even if you got some decent profit, or once you start getting ready to target the first zone where you're getting ready to be out at. For that 50K challenge, it's funded or evals. It is not funded. Oh, I'm sorry. It is not evals. We are going to do eval instant pass to get the funded accounts next week. And then we're going to do funded. So essentially speaking, We are going to seriously do this. So you had already paid the $730 to get the evals. We're going to do eval instant pass, and then we're going to take those 6 or 7, whatever it is, funded accounts to the first payout, put some money off to the side. So like we're going to get, so hopefully on the first payout, we're going to get anywhere from 8 to 10,000. Then we're going to pocket 5 or 6,000 and then put 3 or 4,000 of that to the side to then reinvest back into the business. Because you don't make your first $10,000 in a business and then go out to the strip club and then blow all 10,000, and now you can't buy no products for your customers because then you're gonna go out of business, right? So you gotta treat this like a business. So then we're gonna reinvest in the potentially more accounts, and then we're gonna be up to 10, 15 accounts strong going into our second payout. And our second payout is gonna be hitting on goddamn 25 to 30,000. And then we're gonna put 5 to 8,000 to the side for the business and then pocket the other 20, 15 to 20. And then we're gonna repeat the process by taking A+ quality trade setups. And then our third payout, we're gonna be hitting on about 30 to 40,000. So to be honest with you, we're really gonna turn $730 to hope potentially damn 75,000. But guys, it is extremely important that you understand this. You have to understand where to be out where the market can begin to hurt you at. And that's at the next imbalance or the next internal liquidity. So that's what you got to do. So you have to understand what I mean by that. So if that doesn't make sense to you, you're just going to have to study. So you're going to have to continue studying, and then at a minimum, watch the FVG playlist. And then you're going to have to practice with us this upcoming week. This upcoming week is going to be preparation for it, guys. So this upcoming week, we're going to continue to prepare for it. All right? We're going to prepare, and then you better be studying and you better be ready. All right? I'm serious. So I'm going to walk you through it. All right? So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, Divine says rinse and repeat. Guys, it is nothing more than rinse and repeat. Guys, where most traders F up this process is they don't treat this shit like a business, and then they start getting greedy. We are going to take 2 to 3 $400 trades, stop, rinse and repeat, and if we get 2 bangers on stream, we're stopping. Boom, we're stopping. No questions asked. Up $600-700 for the day, we're done. Next day, up $400-500 for that day, we're done. Stopping. Repeat the process for a week and a half, for a week. Flip for 3 days. I'm going to walk you through it. Request our 8 to 10,000. Put the money to the side. Guys, that does not mean you get a $10,000 payout on the first payout or $8,000 payout, and then like your water heater goes out, and I tell you to put, 3 or 4,000 to the side, and you go, dang, man, I need like an extra $500, man. My water heater went out, man. What you thinking? What you thinking, man? What you thinking? No, guys, handle your business. Do that. But I'm just saying how we're going to scale up the fastest. That's what we got to do. Somebody else has some other questions in here. Let me see. Let me see. Mickey sent this question 2 days ago and said, better entries and not letting a losing trade run too long. Okay, hold on. What day are we doing the instant eval pass? That's going to be on Friday. Rinse and repeat. $500 is per account? What you mean, Just Blaze? I'm going to decide whether or not that we take a simple $500 payout, which is $3,000, or whether or not that we run that up to about $1,500 to $2,000 per account. I gotta see. But if we get up to $1,500 to $2,000 per account and we copy trading 5-6 accounts, you do the math. That'll be about anywhere from $7,000 to $8,000. So in reality, I really want to be anywhere in a perfect scenario. I want to be like right around that $7,000 to $10,000 payout amount on the first payout, so we can put about 2 bands in our pocket. So no matter what happens, either if we blow up the goddamn accounts, we can just get shit. We can be right back. All right. But I don't want to create no crazy, ridiculous buffer like go just get $10,000. That doesn't make no sense. But I also don't want to do $500 the bare minimum, and then do $500 for 6 accounts, and I only get 3,000. I'd rather trade for like another day or two to then get 1,500 or 2,000. So that's what we're gonna do. But it will all be documented inside Discord though. All right. So what's next? All right. Oh, so Mickey says better entries and not letting a losing trade run too long. Mickey, one thing. Hold on, is Mickey in here? Mickey is not. Mickey is in here. Okay. So Mickey, to answer your question, better entries, you need to wait on pullbacks. Not letting a losing trade run too long. Whenever what you're looking at and what you manage your risk off of is invalidated, then you just need to cut the trade. Stop thinking. Guys, you need to start trading like an algorithm. Stop. Hold on. I got this written down somewhere. Hold on. Where's it at? I got it written down somewhere. And I actually had it stapled. Oh shit, I found it. Hold on. Real quick. I found it. Hold on. I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to send it inside here. Hold on, let me find this. Guys, listen. You guys need to start trading like a bot. What that means is if what you're looking at is invalidated, don't even think about it, cut it. So like, if you're trying to manage your risk to one of these BISIs or these SIBIs, and if you're willing to add directly down in here, then add one time. And don't full port it. And if what you're looking at is invalidated, you cut the trade. Stop thinking about it. And then you don't chase. So wait for a pullback for a better entry directly into here. Stop buying the tippity tops of the moves. Mickey, stop doing that. To everybody. You guys need to stop doing that. Guys, I have this right here. Hold on, let me send this inside the chat. I have this. I have this on my desk. Guys, I have this on my desk. I just sent it inside the chat, guys. Guys, it's called Trade Like an Algo. I'll read it to you. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Wrong one. No. No. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Wrong one. Not that one. That's old. That's old. Fuck no. Ignore that piece of shit. That's old. Excuse me. This right here is the one that I have. It says trade like an algo. If system equals long, where there's what you're looking at is long, then long. Else if signal, guys, it's coded like an algorithm on purpose. It's written in code like this on purpose. Else if signal says short, then you short. Else if not, then just do nothing. Be patient. So guys, listen. You wait for a pullback. You don't chase it. You wait for a pullback into one of these imbalances so that you can manage your risk tighter. Guys, something that helps me is this. I am the greediest person in the world before I enter into the trade. Mickey, this is what you need to do. You need to be the greediest person in the world now since you were learning how to read the market before you enter into a trade. Because, bro, listen, you're not going to miss out on nothing. You're not going to miss out. I promise you, you're not. I promise you, you're not. And then guess what? If it goes up in a straight line, then guess what? You just miss it. Who cares? There'll be another opportunity. But if they give you a pullback, then you take it. You take it and then you manage your risk off it accordingly. And then if they start dumping it too hard directly into that pullback, then you might need to reassess it. I might go, oh, let me wait for a little bit more information. Guys, you need to be the greediest person in the world before the trade. The greediest person in the world before the trade. And then while you're in the trade, you need to start thinking, man, where can this signal start to hurt me at? Where can I get out at to secure these profits? Let me have a humble profit target in mind so that you don't get fucked. Because if you got a 400 or 500 tick TP and you still holding it, then guess what, guys? You're leaving things up to chance for this market to fuck you at. And you don't want to be doing that. I'm being honest. You don't want to be doing that. All right? Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If we have funders, we just hold on them and trade other evals meanwhile? Yes, correct, yes. Hold on to them and practice, Knicks. There is no rush. There is no rush. Hold on to them and practice. So if I was you, I would probably devote $17 to just buying another Apex eval. Guys, devote $17 to buy another Apex eval this week if you can, so that you can try and practice with us, so that you can understand what we're doing, so that you can try and manage your risk based off of the account. Try to do that, please. So guys, just devote another $16 or $17, $18.70 to an Apex 50K, please. Or guys, if you want a larger drawdown, then just buy a 300K account, please, for $18.70, so that you give yourself more room to lose. So guys, just buy a 300K account, so that you can practice with $18 before the real thing. Guys, you're not gonna care about having $18.70 worth of insurance whenever you got hundreds of dollars on the line. Guys, so this is your insurance right now, because you're gonna be practicing this upcoming week with us. Because guys, look at it like this. If you make a shitload of money trading the eval, then guess what? Cool, you got that eval to passing. That's another account. If you blew up the account, then guess what? You're gonna be like, God damn, shit, I thought I knew what I was doing. Damn, maybe I need some more practice. Thank God I didn't blow up the fund. It's trading this, doing this shit, doing this stupid ass shit. That's how I look at that.
Hey, I'm glad you talking about that, because I was like, I got all of these evals. I'm about to copy trade and everything just to make sure the copy trade work. But at the same time, I'm really able to pass my evals.
Yeah. Well, man, look, you can double check if the copy, you can double check if the trade copy works by just putting a test limit order in. Is that what you mean? What you mean?
Yeah, but I'm also like, I'm thinking about just passing all my evals, so by the time the 8th come, I have all my accounts in order.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do eval Instapass on the 5th. So that's
yeah, I was going back and forth with like, well, I can go ahead and wait till the 5th, but this tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I probably can pass the eval.
Okay. Yeah. Well, excuse me. Yeah. Well, that's up to you, but make sure that you got a decent amount of accounts for 1870, because in the event that something does happen, that Apex sale ends Tuesday night. So if something crazy goes on, like let's just say on Wednesday or Thursday, you're not gonna be able to participate in the eval Instapass, because when that Apex sale ends on Tuesday night, the price is gonna go immediately at midnight from 1870 to, at the best case scenario, that's just gonna be about $35-$40. So it's instantly gonna double. But then they might do like a 70%, 75% off sale. So the price is gonna be about $49. I'm being for real with you. Toon says, how does Apex evals even work, bro? I downloaded mad different shit and shit. 1870, how? What you mean? Toon, Apex is running a 90% off sale right now. That's why we're low in the boat. That's how we're gonna turn $730 into $50,000. That's how we're gonna do that. And I'm
Hey,
gonna
do
walk
you think
everybody,
the activations
everybody
are
through
going to be
Discord.
discounted?
Huh?
The activations after you pass the evals, are those going to be discounted or it's still going to be like 160?
Yes, correct. So as of right now, this second, the activation fee. So they typically run the activation fee sales a little bit longer and they extend those. From what I've seen from Apex, from being with them for 2 years, that right now is only $85 as of right now until Tuesday for sure. But if I had to guess, I think they're probably going to extend it at least another few more days in order to give people time in order to pay for everything, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? So as of right now, it's $85 per account. So if the cost is a little bit higher come Saturday or Sunday, then obviously we're going to have to slightly readjust, and so that'll bring our average cost from $730 from all in to maybe about $1,000. So that's what I'm thinking.
I think once you pay for it up under that standard promotion, it stays until you pay for it or until you pass or until your account expires.
It does not
I
stay
hope
for
so, man, because I got
no.
like 10 of them things.
Oh, hold on. No, hold on. Look, are you talking about the activation fee, or are you talking about the monthly charge for the account that you
No, I'm
purchased?
saying so like you worry about if the fee gonna go up, right, for the PA, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
after
So,
you pass the
So
eval
I'm
and
saying I'm
activate.
saying basically the counts that you bought on the promotion, I think whatever however many counts you bought on that promotion on that date, wherever it expire, I think that's any time between that time you got that price, I think.
no, no, that's not how that works. No, that's not how that works. I'm gonna be honest. That's not how that works. It works as though whenever they decide to switch up the activation price, the activation fee itself, that's that's just the price that you pay. It does not go about. It does not go off of when you, as an individual, decided to purchase the Apex Eval under those terms. So, so, so,
Got
so,
you.
so, so, for example, if I purchase, you know, so like let's just say like I pass 20 evals come, come Friday, and let's just say that they randomly decide to stop the sale. I'm sorry. Let's just say I decide to purchase 20 evals today. Let's say I got 20 evals that I need to activate, but let's just say that they stop the sale Wednesday morning, which is what they're scheduled to do, right? And they raised the price of the activation fee from 85 back to 140 on Wednesday. Even though that I passed and then it passed and purchased those accounts beforehand, and my rebilling cycle has not come up yet, I still have to pay that new rate. That's how that works with Apex. You're not grandfathered into any price. The only price that you are grandfathered in at on Apex is the rebill rate that you agreed to in the event that you don't pass the account or activate the PA account. So if you agree to 1870 and it says 1870 on your next billing cycle and you can see it on your dashboard, that's the only grandfathered thing that's not going to change. But that activation fee is subject to change at any given moment. It is subject to change at any given moment. That's why whenever they're running a ridiculous sale like this, that's why it behooves you to, if you got some of these accounts sitting over here on the side, to activate them. Because they don't be running $85 sales off on the activation fees like that. I'm serious. They don't. She said, "Oh wow, yeah." That price is damn near going to double sometime soon. Watch. Do you recommend pay monthly or lifetime? Guys, you have to do the lifetime activation because the monthly fee is going to be like, the monthly fee is going to be like 105, 110, and then the lifetime fee is going to be like 130, 140. You don't want to, you don't want to get into the habit of trying to rush your trades or having that impending feeling of paying 105 a month for these accounts. For each account, you don't want to do that. So it's best to just pay the extra $15, $20 with the expectation that you are then going to hold the account for more than 20 trading days. Guys, do you understand that there's only 20 possible trading days in a month? It's not 30 days. It's 20 possible trading days. So you have to have the expectation that you're going to hold this account for more than 20 days. So don't fall into that trap. They do that because they hope that you don't read the rules and regulations. I'm confused about the process for buying an account. Going back to read the knowledge page, Tradeovate, Wealth Charts, Rhythmic, unsure which one. You got to read the knowledge page, Kenny. Preferably a Tradeovate. Guys, you don't want to purchase no Wealth Chart account. You don't want to do that because I don't even think TradeSync copies Wealth Charts. You got to trade that individually. You can figure out Rhythmic, but you only allow one Rhythmic connection. Guys, you want to do Tradeovate. Guys, Tradeovate is the most versatile. By far, it is the most versatile by far. Tradeovate, because you can trade on TradingView with it. And then almost all of the trade copiers use Tradeovate. It is by far the most versatile. Followed by Rhythmic. And then Project X, and then Wealth Charts. Wealth Charts is just Apex. He said, yeah, they honor the activation rate. Who told you that? Who told you they honor the activation rate, Latanya? Who told you that? Who told you that? Because I've read the terms of service and I've spoken to people and then they don't. Huh? I thought that was on the chart you posted. What chart did I post? And what channel? That activation rate, guys, is for the current sale that they have going on. Guys, but Eval Instant Pass is not until Friday. So, guys, we have to hope and pray that they're going to extend it, which I think that they are. But if they don't, then that means that the activation rate is going to go from $85 per account to like $120, or possibly even as high as $140 per account. I'm being serious. I'm not joking. I'm serious. So, guys, that's also why we not going balls to the wall on these accounts. Now, I'm going to do that, but that's not what I'm going to show. Guys, I'm going to be under the impression, that I have $1,000 or less to spend. So that's what I'm going to show. Guys, but however, guys, you don't have to activate all of the accounts all right then and there at that same time on Friday or Saturday. Guys, let's just say that they raise it. Guys, don't sweat it, guys. Guys, you don't have to do that. Guys, you can just pay the $18.70 per account and just have the accounts pass. You don't have to activate them immediately, guys. You don't got to do that. So guys, look, guys, let's just say it goes up to $140 on Friday or Saturday. Cool. Just activate like 2. Or just activate 2 or 3, and then let's just get to our first payout, okay? Let's just do it like that. Let's just take it, guys. Let's just take it piece by piece, guys. Guys, our plan initially was to only activate 2 or 3 accounts anyway. Guys, the only reason why we're going to be trading 6 accounts right now is because Apex has a 90-something% sale off in the first place anyway. So I think that y'all are forgetting that, because we were originally only going to do 2 accounts in the first place anyway, because that was all that we could afford at the time, essentially speaking, like as far as the challenge is concerned. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like for the challenge to make it reasonable. Because guys, this is a zero to hero story. I'm going to take someone that has $1,000 or less, and you're going to immediately be on the upper end of society within a few months. Because you're immediately going to have like a $50 or $60 or $70,000 capital injection. And then you would have cracked this code. But you got to study though. You got to know what you're looking at. Does that make sense to everybody inside Discord before I move on? Does that make sense? Please respond. Seriously, like all this aside, guys, please respond. Does that make sense in regards to what we're going to do? Okay, yes. Once we pass and activate, there are still, no. Not if you choose the lifetime fee, Latanya. There are no activation fees. The only fees that you pay is if you do not activate it. But if you don't activate it, then you're going to be billed monthly. Even if you pass the account, just sign the documentation, just sign the papers, but you are still going to be billed at the $18.70 a month mark based off of whatever you signed up for. Guys, I know, guys, because on my main account before they banned me, guys, I had 20 past funded accounts, and I literally had like 20 to 25 on the side on that same login that were already passed. But I was just paying the monthly fee because the most I could activate under that one username was 20. So like if I blew up an account, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just reactivate it. And then what I did was I got tired of paying the monthly fee, so then I just spread them out across the other accounts because I just kept on doing Eval Instapass. So I would have 20 on one account, 20 on the other, and then like 3 or 4 on the other. So like they found out what the fuck I was doing when I scanned my wrong ID, and then that's when they banned me. If that makes sense. So that was the mistake I made. So I was paying a multitude of different fees for past accounts, and I had more than 20 activated accounts. Your maximum amount of activated PA accounts or funded accounts is 20. Guys, you can have 100 past accounts if you want. Guys, you could literally load up on 200 and get 200 funded accounts if you wanted to. You could do that. But just know that you can only activate 20 of them at one time, and you're going to have to pay monthly dues. So 1870 times 180 a month for that insurance, for the insurance of having those funded accounts sitting there on the side. Does that make sense? So that's what that is. So just so you're aware, there is no limitation to how many evals you can have. There's just a limitation of how many activated funded accounts you can have at the same time, and that's 20. But if you want them sitting over there on the side, then sure, that's fine. Without activating them, sure, that's fine. Even if they're passed, but you're just gonna have to pay the monthly fee. If it's blown and if you pay the monthly fee, it's just gonna reset the account. That's why it's also best that you purchase a decent amount of accounts as well, because let's just say hell freezes over and this is the first time all year the Eval Instapass doesn't work, then guess what? Then you just wait for it to rebuild and then it'll restart. That's it. So you pay another $18.70, then it'll restart again. And you just wait. It's just that simple. That's what I've been doing. So sooner or later you're gonna pass them. That's what I've been doing. It might take a little bit more time, but sooner or later it'll work. So guys, look, we've been at this for about 90 minutes now. So I've answered some of the questions. So what was the last point here? Hey, does anyone have any questions about anything that I said? Because I went over everything that I need to go over. Does anyone have any questions about anything? 1150 macro, liquidity sweeps, anything? Any questions? Will we instant pass together or already have them ready? You're gonna do the Eval instant pass by yourself, Mike. It's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be Friday at 8:30, Mike. Friday at 8:30, Mike. Does anyone have any questions? K5, are you taking along? I'm not in a trade right now, K5. This is for the people inside Discord. So the people inside Discord, for $29 a month, they get access to free online classes, and I stay not online. They get access to free, basically one-on-one classes, so that we can learn how to master trading. And we're going to take $750 or less, $750 in investments in prop firms, and we're going to take it to 50,000. I've done this process. Well, I really only need to perfect it once because I know what I'm doing now. But once you do it once, then you've cracked the code. But in order to crack the code, you have to know how to trade, and then you can't really trade the evals, because the evals is where you fuck up at, because they want you to make 250% first. So guys, you have to get, guys, in order to crack this code, in order for it to be a legitimate money factory, like a legitimate money glitch, you have to have an advantage in the evaluation process, because you can't just keep making 400% all the time. You can't. There's only like 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of traders that can effectively do that. Either that or you gotta be stupid rich to where you don't give a fuck about it. Like I'm talking about like dumb uber rich. But by then it's almost like what the fuck are you doing? Why are you trading props if you're that rich? Look at them dumping this. Guys, I don't trade during holidays. Guys, listen, that's also another rule that you guys gotta have as well. Guys, it's Labor Day. Why would you want to trade this? Do I need to get Ninja Trader if I use Tradeovate? You're gonna have Ninja Trader to have that ATM strategy. Kidder, I'm gonna be honest. And you're gonna have to download Ninja Trader onto your computer if you're trying to use Replicano. How else you gonna use one of these bots then if you don't got Ninja Trader set up? So yes, you're gonna have Ninja Trader set up to do this. You cannot do this without a trade copier. You cannot. You have to have a trade copier to do eval instant pass. So either you do Trade Syncer or you do Replicano. But I recommend you do Replicano and just invest the 160 fully into a lifetime account. Do that. Invest that fully into a lifetime account. Invest that fully. So yeah. Yep. Gotcha. That's why I asked. Just was a little confused on it. Okay. Yeah. So, what other questions we got? What we got? Does anyone have any further questions about anything else? I think that we covered a decent amount of things. What else am I missing? Eval Instant Pass, the 1K. You said I'll take power. Okay, yeah. There's nothing wrong with TPT. Nothing wrong with TPT. K5. Nothing wrong with that. Does anyone have any other questions? Who has some questions? Who has some questions? Any questions? What we got? Any trade setup questions? What indicators are you using on TradingView? They're Stella. They're linked inside the TradingView tab. So like if you're looking at your screen, if you scroll down and if you come to TradingView indicators, they're all right here, including my settings right here. Everything is right here. So, but the most important one is the FEG. So the FEG indicator, that will just save you time so that you can, because it'll plot it, but make sure you got these settings up. So, but you can change it to whatever you want to do. So like, if you want to look at a 1 hour FEG, that's fine, but that's not what I do. So I do the chart, which is the 1 minute time frame, because I'm always looking at the 1 minute time frame. And then I do 15 and 5 minute. That's just what I do personally. All right. And then you have to make sure that you click wait for candle to close to identify. All right. You got to make sure you do that. Got some other questions. What else we got? What else am I missing? I feel as though I'm missing something because this one right here has only lasted about 90 minutes. I feel as though I'm missing something. I swear to God, I feel as though I'm missing something. I feel as though I'm missing something, guys. What am I missing? What the hell am I missing, guys? What the hell am I missing? What the hell am I missing? I swear I feel as though I'm missing something. What am I missing? What's missing? I got that. Trade setups. We went over that. We went over the 1150 macro. Pullbacks in the bitches of Sibbies. Look at them dump this goddamn market. So guys, for example, on a normal day, not during a holiday, but guys, look, on a normal day, we would now be possibly considering a long scalp position. Let me remove this. Let me go back. Guys, we would now be considering a possible long scalp position so that we can then manage our risk off of something like this accordingly. On a normal day, not during a holiday, with no volume and no institutions. I don't know none of that. We don't know what can happen. So we would normally be managing our risk over something like this. So guys, normally speaking, we would then take a starter position on something like this. So normally speaking, we would take a position like this, right? So guys, look, I'm gonna show you. So on a normal day, this is something we would do. Why? We have a liquidity sweep here. We swept this liquidity. We came down, and then we tapped into multiple levels of bullish imbalances. Do you guys see what I'm saying? TP hit here. Yeah. So, you guys understand what I'm saying? So guys, look, this right here would be a great example right here for a trade right here. And we would start to be out right here where this market can begin to hurt us at, for example. Why? Because there's like a bearish imbalance there. So for example, like we would start to be out like basically like right there. For example. And then we would start to structure our trade off of this accordingly as such. As so. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be 20 ticks every single time, no. But what I'm saying is like, I'm just using this just as an example, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? You guys understand and see what I'm saying? Guys, we waited right here for a pullback. We tapped into a 1, 1, a 5, and a 15, and look what's happening. Look at that. You guys see how simple that shit is? Did you guys see that in real time? Did you guys just see that in real time? I'm talking about Discord. Discord, did you guys just see that? Did you guys just see that? Guys, I promise you guys, this trading shit is not hard, bro. Guys, listen, and guys, look, it's starting to reject this 1 minute SIBI right here. Yeah. PA is looking good right now until it's not, because it's a holiday. So we don't know what's going to go on. So that's why I was out right here. In particular, that's why I was out. Hold on. That's why I was out. In particular, that's why I was out. All right. Buenos noches, mi hermana. Buenos noches. Good night. Good night, Nika. Good night. Buenos noches. Guys, look. Guys, and look what's happening. Guys, it tapped into here, and now it's starting to dump. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. God knows what these people can do. Guys, so that's why it's important to where we're going to be out at the first chance where this market can start to hurt us at. And then we're going to stop and reevaluate, and then we're going to rinse and repeat. And we're going to do something like that once or twice a day. And then we're going to walk away from our screen. Good night. ¿Cómo está? How are you? How are you, Nika? How are you? You going to bed? Going to bed, Nika? How do you say going to bed in Spanish? Are you going to bed? ¿Te vas a la cama? ¿Te vas a dormir? ¿Te vas a dormir? Estoy bien y tú, she says. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing muy bien. Guys, I'm interacting with the Hispanic insider from TikTok. Te vas a dormir is how you say that. Hold on. Oh, te vas a la cama? Is that not how you say it either, Nix? Is that, can it be either one, Nix? Te vas a la cama. Now that's how you say it on Google, but I know Google is not even me. I'm smart enough to know that Google is like talking like a robot. Same thing. Te vas a dormir. The same thing. I like te vas a dormir. I like that. I like that. Are you going to sleep? Same thing. Oh, I like that. Vete a dormir. Are you going to sleep? Bed in Spanish is look at that dump. Look at that. You could damn manage your risk off of this again. Look at this dump directly into this 1 minute right here. Look at this liquidation break that they got going on here.
Order filled.
Look at that. Directly tapping into this one and then this one right here. Look at that liquidation break, boy. Goodness gracious. You can manage your guys, look. This right here is an example for what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be managing our risk to something like this, to maybe like a 1 and a 1 with confirmation of a 1, 1, and a 5 and a 15 as such. So this, guys, this is just a raw example. Now, this isn't something that we're going to be trading or doing because it's a holiday, so anything can happen. But guys, I'm just giving you just an example of what to expect. So don't be confused when this market's dumping and I'm looking at a 1 and a 1 and this market's going down and you're like, oh my God, it's going down in a straight line. What the hell is that dude doing? No, I'm managing my risk. Guys, I'm going to be managing my risk to something like this accordingly. And then if what I'm looking at is invalidated, then I get out the fucking trade. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I am. And then I'm going to be out at the first chance when the market start to hurt me at, just like this. Look, it's just that simple. This is what I'm going to do. Look at that.
Order filled.
Buy again. Be out at the first chance where this market can start to fuck me at. Guys, I don't even be trading Asia session because Asia session is complete dog shit to me. But the shit still fucking work. But you better be willing to sit inside
Order
of a trade.
filled.
But you better be willing to sit inside of a fucking trade for goddamn 2 or 3 hours. You better be willing to sit inside of a trade and wait for a solid trade set up for 2 or 3 hours. And I don't got no time to be sitting here trading at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I can get everything I want to out of the New York session. I don't need
Order
to trade
canceled.
Guys, and it's just that simple. Guys, something like that just made me $250. I rinsed and I repeat, and that ain't with guys. I won number one contract. I rinse and I repeat. $250. $250, $300 a day. Then we're going to repeat that over the course of a week and a half to 2 weeks. And then, well, it's going to be a little bit longer than 2 weeks if we're doing $250 a day. But in reality, we're going to get about $250 to about $350, $400 a day. So over the course of about 2 weeks, we're going to do that. And then we're going to get $10,000 for 2 weeks worth of work. I'm serious. We're gonna get a minimum about $6,000 to $10,000, $6,000 to $8,000 probably, realistically speaking, for about 2 weeks worth of work. And then we're gonna rinse and repeat, and then we're gonna do the same thing, and it's gonna be the same exact payout. But guess what? Shit, we're gonna get down 15 to 20,000. It's gonna be the same thing. Ain't nothing gonna change. And then nothing's gonna change in the third one when we get 30 to 40,000. It's gonna be the same exact thing. Nothing is gonna change with this shit. Nothing. Look at them coming back to fill this volume balance right here. So guys, listen, that right there, guys, that right there was the first example as far as us managing our risk to an imbalance here as such. Now, an example for what we're gonna do on a pullback would be with confirmation, would be us like managing our risk to a selected 1 minute BISI or SIBI if it's up or down. So for example, if I took this long right here, for example, like on this pullback, if they inversed this or they invalidated this, which right there they just did just now, then I would cut the trade. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to cut it. Because what I was trying to manage my risk off of right here was invalidated. Mickey, are you paying attention? Because I hope that I answered your question. Mickey, were you paying attention? If what you are looking at is invalidated, you need to cut that shit. Stop thinking about it. Cut it. There is no debate. Yes, makes sense. Yes, exactly. So If they inverse this before I got to my TP, then shit, I'm just wrong. I cut it. But then I wait for price to come to a discount. And then I buy. Guys, I'm not buying on no goddamn pump up. Guys, I want the best entry, guys. So I'm gonna be buying at as it is touching into here. So Mickey, that's the first part of your question. You're like, man, my entries aren't the best. Your entries aren't the best because you're not understanding that you need to be buying into weakness and you need to be selling into strength. So you need to be selling while it's going up, not while it's going down. And you need to be buying directly into what you're looking at for the best entry so that you can then time the exit correctly like this, as so. Look at that. Guys, this shit works in normal markets too. Not just during the holiday. Guys, look at this shit. Look. I bought right here. I was out right here. I bought right here. I re-added again right here, which is a shitty entry, but who gives a fuck? I was out right here. Yeah, it went past a little bit, but who gives a fuck? I made my money. And then I stop and I reevaluate. And it is just that simple. That's all we gonna do. We're not sitting here trying to reinvent this wheel. We not. We're gonna take we're gonna take B plus and A plus and B plus and A plus solid, B plus and A quality trade setups all day, every day. Yes, bed has many meanings in Spanish, my brother. For example, I am in bed. I am sleeping in bed. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? T. Marie, hey, how you doing, T. Marie? How's it going, T. Marie? How you doing? My boy J Jab. Hey, does anyone have any questions? What are some questions? I'm paper trading right now in the short. What's your logic for being in the short? I'm not saying you're wrong, but what's your logic? You winning, obviously. But what's your logic? What was you managing your risk off of, Stellar Trades? That's a serious, guys. That's why I sent that video, guys. Guys, listen. Guys, I was saying this beforehand, and I'm going to play this for everybody here. I'm going to play this for everybody here. Guys, for anyone that didn't watch this video, listen.
Here's what nobody tells you about trading psychology. Your worst enemy isn't fear or greed, it's hope. Fear keeps you out of good trades, greed gets you into bad ones quickly. But hope makes you hold losers, hope makes you add to failing positions, hope turns a $100 loss into a $1,000 disaster. Because hope tells you the market owes you something. That because you did your analysis, because you followed your rules, because you really need this trade to work, somehow the market will deliver. It won't. The market doesn't operate on fairness. It operates on probability. And probability doesn't care about your hopes. The best traders I know don't operate on hope. They enter every trade expecting to lose. That's not pessimism, that's realism. Because when you expect nothing from the market, it won't disappoint you. When you're prepared for the worst, everything else feels like a gift. Hope is expensive in this game, but reality is profitable. Choose wisely.
Guys, listen. Guys, that's similar to what I've been telling you. Guys, but I say it in more of like a urban, with like more of an urban diction. Guys, what do I always say? Guys, I think, man, where can this market start to fuck me at? Before I enter to any trade, I go, man, where can I get fucked at? If this goes against me, where can it seriously start to hurt me at? Or if I'm up, where can it seriously start to hurt me at? So I can get out. Because guys, I stopped expecting shit from this market. And when I stopped expecting shit from this market started giving me everything that I wanted. I'm serious. It will. Guys, once you stop expecting shit from this market and once you start understanding its behavior, it is going to give you everything that you have ever wanted. Ever. I'm serious. Like, it's just that simple because I'm serious. Do I ever use a stop loss? I on my funded accounts and on my cash account, I have a hardcore 30% stop loss. because that's just Apex's rules. So in order to access that, you're gonna have to go to Tradeovate, and then you're gonna have to put in 30% of the profit balance. So 30% of a 50K account is $750. Why? Because I know 30% of a 250K account balance is like $1950. Why? Because I know. Because I usually trade my 250s like that. But however, I don't use that as my stop. Like guys, I'm not paying attention to that because I'm so precise on my entries to the point to where what I am looking and I manage my size accordingly to the point to where what I am looking at has to be invalidated first before I even get there. So what I am looking at has to be invalidated, and if what I'm looking at is invalidated, and I cut the goddamn trade, I'm out. That's my stop loss. I'm serious, guys, because you can get wicked out on a stop. We seen that, guys. We seen we seen stop hunts happen all the time. Like if we just go back to Friday, what happened on Friday? Joe, where was that God dump candle at where they continue going higher? Was that Friday or was that Thursday that they did that? I think that was Thursday they did that shit. You guys remember what they did on Thursday? Remember that weird shit they did on Thursday? What was that? That was Thursday that they did that shit, and then they decided to take that shit higher. What day was that where they did that ridiculous dump and then they continued to pump it? What day was that? That was Thursday, wasn't it? It was one of them days where they did that shit at. What day was that? To where like they flash dumped it and then they pumped it higher. Was that Thursday or was that Wednesday? What day was that? Was that Wednesday? Oh, yeah. It was yeah. It was this shit right here. It was this shit they did right here. Imagine if you bought right here and then you got this dump, you know, like imagine like if you had to stop and then they wicked it 120 ticks right here. I remember that candle. And they did some shit like this, and then they stopped you out because you had a hardcore stop. Or you had just stopped below one of these levels, like below this level right here, and they took everybody out, and then they took it higher like this. You would have been salty. But what you was looking at was never invalidated. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is exactly why I take trades based off of what I'm looking at. Why? Because I can read this market to a tick. And they not gonna fool me by no wicks. They're not gonna get me. They can get everybody else. Like Indian Josh says that I listen to all the time. He goes, they can fool others. They can fool others, but not me. They can fool others, but not me. They're not gonna get me. So cause see, look, people that to me, professional traders that be using them hardcore styles, they just don't know what the fuck they looking at. I'm being for real. And then on top of that, now some of y'all might have to do that because some of y'all have a problem with admitting defeat. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do too. So that's why I got the 30% in there because I might fall victim to that. I'm not perfect. But 9.9 times out of 10, I'm gonna cut that shit. What kind of candles are we looking at? We're looking at 1 minute candles, Texas time. 1 minute candles on the NQ. But that was from Wednesday. This is right now, current present day. Right now. So right now you're looking at the market in real time. Take a chance says I'm guilty of that. Yeah. Yeah, brother. So you know, if you got a problem with admitting defeat, then yeah, you need to stop. But be prepared to be wicked out every now and then for real, and then the market to continue right in the direction that she was thinking about going in. But once you have a sound entry and you enter it on a pullback with multiple levels of confirmation, then just take a trade to within 20 to 25 ticks, 30, 40 ticks at the most. And then if what you're looking at is invalidated, then you just cut it. And then you're out where the market can begin to hurt you at in profit. And you scale out you're out as it's going up. Or if you're short, you're out as it's going down. It's just that simple. Into a liquidity sweep or into a bullish imbalance if you're short. It's just that simple. What's looking at SP? We'd like to see price make a comeback towards buy side here. Oh, okay. I see you. I see you like 55. Yeah, does that make sense, guys? Yeah, 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 guys. Listen. So yeah, that's it. What else we got? Does anyone have any questions about how we're going to turn the money, like the 1K into the 50K challenge? Any questions about Apex? Any questions about about what we're going to be doing this upcoming week on stream? Any questions about the 1150 macro, lunch hour suite? Oh no, wait. We're not going to do lunch hour suite because that does not have to present itself every single day. It's highly likely, but it does not have to present itself every single day. And then the readings on that is not necessarily for a full blown beginner. So, because it can be left up to interpretation a lot. So I don't want to necessarily put that up there. So that's why we're not going to do that, guys. We're going to strip training down to its chrome, and we're going to make it simple. And we're just going to be using imbalances and then simple liquidity sweeps, and then just aligning ourselves with the market on pullbacks. And then we're going to be out where the market can begin to hurt us at. It's just that simple. And we're going to stop, rinse, and repeat. And then over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to make 6,000 or 7,000, possibly up to 10,000 for a week for 2 weeks worth of work. I swear to God. And then we're going to stop, rinse, and repeat. And then, but instead of making 8,000 to 10,000, we're going to make $20,000 for that same 2 weeks worth of work. And then we're going to stop, rinse, and repeat, reinvest the accounts, the money into the accounts, and then we're going to do the same exact amount of work, but nothing's going to change. And then we're going to make 30,000 to 40,000 for a week and a half to 2 weeks worth of for another week and a half worth of work. Guys, the hardest part is going to be getting past step 1. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand that once we get to the $7,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 payout on step 1, that now all we have to do is make $2,000 to make 20,000, and we can make that off of $400 or $500 days or $400 days. I'm serious, hey, guys. Step 2 and 3 become exponentially easier. I'm serious. I swear to God. And then even on step 3, even if you don't want to take $2,000 per account, and let's just say you got 15, 20 accounts, then fuck it. Then just take $1,000 payout and then make 20,000. It becomes easier, but you got to have the discipline in the beginning, and that is what I'm going to help you with. That's what I'm going to walk everybody through. But guys, but you got to do your homework. You got to know what you're looking at first. If you don't know what the FVG is, then you can't take these trades because you're going to be scared. If you didn't watch the FVG playlist, and if you didn't at least watch some of those 2022 and 2023 2022 mentorship videos at a minimum, you're not going to know what we're looking at. You're going to be scared or nervous, and you're going to be huffing and puffing, and then you're going to be oversizing. And you're going to have to learn how to work TradingView, so that's why you're going to have to watch those instructional videos, because you got to know how to enter into a buy or sell order on TradingView. You got to know how to do that. That's important. Can I only start with my 3? Yeah, hell yeah, Salo. Guys, y'all don't need to be trading 5 or 6. Do we need to pay for those videos? What videos you need to pay for? If you got the knowledge and community page and everything, it ain't nothing but $11. So you can participate with us, because you can participate with us, but you gotta pay for the knowledge page to understand what's going on. It's $11. The link is in my bio, which Mac 3, and then it's $29 for Discord a month. Okay, I'm just new to trying to figure it out. Okay, yeah. So yeah, yep. So yeah, you can join here with Discord. That's where we at. Look, the link's in my bio. You can see it, and you can check out the reviews. So yeah, that's what we got going on. So yeah, we're in Discord, and so right now this is a class. So you will learn how to master trading here with us the right way by learning how to by learning how to accurately read this market like the correct way, not trade no trend lines or no weird strategies. Like you're going to literally be able to read this market and manage your risk to a tick. To never, like you've never even seen before. And you're going to understand why this market is seriously moving and where it's going. You're going to be able to predict and call it out. But not immediately, because I'm going to have to be your guide, because I've been looking at this market for damn 10 years. for over 10 years now. So so my feel of this market is going to be greater than yours, but you'll at least understand what it's doing. You'll at least understand. So it won't take a whole bunch of indicators. No, no indicators. There's no indicators on this chart. There's none. No indicators, no none of that. The only indicator that's on this chart is these FVGs, which are imbalances. So it's just showing me those, but I can read that in real time. And then this purple area is just nothing more than an FVG as well. That's it. So I'm taking trades just based off of that and just being able to read the market. That's it. That's literally all it is. So no, less is more. We're gonna strip it down to its chrome for you. I'm serious. We're gonna fully strip it down to its chrome. Guys, just stop with this thing. Guys, how is something that's going off of previous data going to help you? Guys, for those people that are those people that are trying to day trade using like 9 and 21-day SMAs, simple moving averages and shit like that, how the fuck is that going to help you whenever the market randomly decides to just dump like this down here in a straight line like this? How the fuck is that going to help you? How is 9 or 21-day-old data going to help you? It's not. You're going to blow up the account. It's not. How's a fucking trend line going to, how is support and resistance going to help you whenever they dump it like this down here in a straight line? Guys, they're not going to no fucking support and resistance. They don't give a shit about straight lines like this. Look, they flush straight through the shit. They stopped here, which is where I bought at. That's what they're doing. They don't give a shit about that. They don't give a shit about no bull and bear flags. They don't give a shit about that. They don't give a shit about no bear flags like this. Look, they broke bear flag, they broke out. Patterns don't exist. Guys, if a 2-year-old toddler can read it, it is not going to make you millions. This is what's going to make you millions. Actually seeing what the fuck they're doing. It's written in Morse code. You just have to decipher it. It's just that simple. I'm just being honest with you. So none of them weird ass strategies, no volume, no none of that. How you gonna know what the hell that they're trying to do whenever they're selling shit through dark pools? Most of y'all don't even know what dark pools are. And then they're masking and hiding orders. And then they're removing orders. How you gonna be able to tell that shit? You only gonna be able to see after the fact. Most of y'all don't even have high-level institutional data. Y'all trying to read damn volume through fucking TradingView and shit. Shit that costs $10 a month. You think that you're gonna be able to reveal and see the hand of a multi-billion-dollar institution and what the fuck they got going on for damn $5? That don't even make no fucking sense. I used to run a hedge fund. I'm trying to tell you that shit don't even make no sense. Just stop and just think about that. Like, you from your fucking computer in the middle of Iowa or wherever the fuck you live at, you get to understand true institutional order flow. And you get to see and predict what the fuck these people are getting ready to do. And they got hundreds of millions of dollars. You think that these people are sitting here putting in hundreds of millions of dollars of orders through fucking TradingView? Or through Charles Schwab brokerage? Fuck no. They got hidden rooms that they're operating under, man. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I gotta stop my rant. Headed to your buyer to purchase. Yeah, so for $11 you'll learn. You says it's the algorithm. Yeah, it's 100% the algorithm. Guys, everything that we're looking at is controlled by a computer. Guys, this market is not controlled by buyers and sellers. People don't get that. Guys, it is, but it's not. So they're trying to take it to a place to where the most amount of sellers and buyers can transact. But guys, this computer is booking price. It doesn't give a fuck about none of the orders that's coming in. That's it. You can see the algorithm. Yes, correct. It leaves signatures. And these are the signatures that it's leaving. So I just read it and I just align myself with it as such. It's just that simple. That's it. There's nothing more else to that. Anyway, I'll tell you about it. Yep. So with your Mac, you'll learn how to trade for $11. You'll at least understand, and then you can join the 1K to 50K challenge with us. But you got to learn and study though, because you seem like you seem like a beginner. But however, the beautiful thing about it, guys, is it will all be documented for you. So guys, look, for anyone that's new, it'll be here. For for anyone that's new, it'll be here. So you got guys, you got to scroll down. It'll be here at the 1K to the 50K challenge. Everything will be documented, and then you can repeat the process. So let me answer. My ADD was kicking in, so I can't remember if I answered this question. So Solo, yes, Solo, you can start with one account if you wanted to, brother. One account, you get that one account to passing. That Solo, that's what I had to do. Like when I first started out this process, because I didn't have no shitload of buku of money to just throw around like now. I didn't have that. So I had to start out with one account. Then I got one account to pass in. Then I humbled myself and I took like $200 and I put that in my pocket and then I reinvested the rest into getting more accounts. And then I had to wait. Guys, time gonna go by regardless. But guys, if you're willing to sacrifice a few months of this shit, guys, you'll put yourself in a position where you can never go back again. I'm serious. You know how many sets of accounts you're gonna have to blow in order for you to fucking trick off 60 or 70,000? You, you would literally have to lose your entire fucking mind. You would have cracked the code. Is ICT concepts legit based off of your experience in hedge fund? So that helped me understand market behaviors. And when I learned ICT, I tied that into everything and that confirmed it. But however, I'm not fully 100% trading ICT 100% strictly by the book like he's my God. But he opened my eyes to so many different things. So I'm an ICT discretionary trader that I use other things in order to take trades based off of. And most of my trades are scalps because that's how you have to trade with Apex. Because I trade with Apex and I do eval instant pass with Apex. Because nothing beats being able to do eval instant pass with Apex and you get 20 funded accounts instantly, and then you can get right to making $15,000 to $20,000 a day in like 2 or 3 minutes worth of work. I don't give a shit what nobody says. There's nothing. Guys, guys. I keep a minimum of 20,000 cash inside my live cash account, and I don't even touch that. Nothing can beat you scalping 2 or 3 times a day and you making 15 to 20,000. You walking away from your computer by 11 o'clock, and then you only risking a couple thousand at the most for the accounts, but then you already up a shitload of money. And then like if you structure your trades or like if you trade in one of these models like the Judas Swing or the Turtle Soup inside here, you can make $150,000 to $200,000 in a day. Do you know how much fucking capital you would have to have in your live cash account for you to do that and for you to put at risk? But you can do that on an Apex account. But the key is that you're gonna have to crack the prop firm code and understand how to bypass the eval process. Yes, is that new week open and gap consequent encroachment? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yep, it is. You know exactly what you're looking at, my boy. Good job. They're probably gonna take this lower and flush this lower here. But anyway, yeah, good job. Good job, like 55. You know what you're talking about, man. So tune into the live streams, brother. We'd love to have you. We would love to have you. Joel Pack just subscribed to the monthly plan. Does anyone have any questions? No. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty, guys. I think that's guys. I think that might be it for real. I mean, not unless anyone can bring up something else. I think that might be guys. Oh, listen, guys, listen. Before I let you guys go, I need you guys to, I need you guys to go check out the cash giveaway. So, if you're new here, you guys need to come here And you guys need to come over here and check out this cash giveaway spot so that you guys can enter. So you guys gonna have to read these rules. And guys, it ain't not gonna take you about 1 or 2 minutes. So if you want a free $50, but that's only for the people inside Discord. You gotta do that. So do this. Hey, why not? So if you got the WAP, then just follow the information here. So do that. And then for everyone that's new, you guys need to familiarize yourself with the NQ Insider page because I send this shit out every day whenever we're trading for a plan or for an update. That's very important. Because why, guys? Because I send very important liquidity targets for what this market could be reaching to. All right. So that's very important. All right. And then and then the time hacks channel is very important for you to read so you can understand the 1150 macro because that's not on the knowledge page. And then what else? And then Eval Instant Pass, of course. And guys, if you have any questions about the Eval Instant Pass and about the videos, just ask. Let me know. But I think that it's clear and straightforward. It's ridiculously simple, I promise. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. It's ridiculously straightforward. But if you got any questions, just let me know, okay? All right. All right. Well, guys, we've been at it for 2.5 hours now. So I think that concludes this class. If you guys got any questions, though, you guys can always DM me. You know, you guys know I'm here. All righty. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody. So, I'm trying to think. What's tomorrow? Monday? I got a question. Would you guys want to do something like this again tomorrow? Like, if I'm not doing nothing, would you guys want to just maybe do maybe not like for 3 or 4 hours, maybe for like an hour? So I'll throw in another class just for you guys. Would you guys want to do that? But I got to see some feedback. What you guys thinking? You guys want to do it again? Okay. Sure, why not? Okay. So yeah. Tomorrow the market's closed. Like, guys, I was just asking because it's Labor Day because I don't know what you guys got going on. So, you know, but well, what your Mac list says yes. Exo Michelle says yes. Guys, well, Exo Michelle is a part of the Discord, but what's your Mac? Uh, just join Discord and then you can be over here with us. So if you join Discord, then you can be over here with us and then you can ask questions because I can't answer trade setups from TikTok. So the beautiful thing is you'll get free classes, you'll learn how to master trading, and then just give it a few months, and I promise you, at a minimum, you'll be making $500 to $1,000 a day. And then once you understand what's going on, we're going to make it foolproof in here, and then I will show you how to take $1,000 or less into 50,000. And it's going to take about a couple months of your time, and then you'll learn how to crack the code, and then you can do what we're doing, and then you can be on the upper ends of society. But you got to take your time. You got to learn. You got to study though, and you got to have a little bit of passion, and you got to be willing to not be perfect. You got to be willing to learn. You got to humble yourself. I'm serious. I promise. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, guys. That's it. He said learning a lot. I appreciate you. Just Blaze says learning a lot. You are, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, guys. Guys, I appreciate you guys more than you know. Guys, all that I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm going to open your mind up to how this market really works. And everything that you have taught, everything that you've been taught before, it's okay. Don't throw it out. But now just know and just understand. Because now you know and understand what the fuck not to do. Because that's very important. All right. So now you know and now you understand and now just build on it. Guys, because guys, I hit every branch on the way down. Every fucking branch. So I am just gonna save you guys years and years of your time if you were willing to listen. So you're gonna be fast tracked. So whether that takes you a month and a half to get it, like you're a genius and it takes you a month and a half to master it from nothing, or whether or not it takes you 4 or 5 months, even then, that's nothing. Do you understand that doctors, they go to school for 12 to 16 years? And then they're still learning in order to make damn 200,000 a year? And you can do this in a few minutes? You guys understand that? So guys, listen, You don't need 10 or 12 years to learn this. The reason why people take that long is because they don't know what the fuck they're doing and they just keep blowing up accounts. And then they keep searching on for random trade strategies on like Reddit. And then they keep searching for random YouTube videos that make no sense. Why? Because I did it. And that's what took me so long. But guys, your time is the most invaluable thing that you have in this world. There's no way that a decade worth of your time should be worth $27 every 90 days for information and knowledge page every 90 days. Because that's all that you might need. And then $75 for 90 days worth of access to a Discord and one-on-one for $100 every 90 days. For one-on-one access, one-on-one lessons, one-on-one classes, live trading, live question and answering. The list goes on and on. Eval instant pass, crack the code. Someone, hey man, look, I'm getting ready to enter to this trade. What you think? What you think? What you think? Oh man, I don't know. I think that's a B plus trade. Oh man, that looks like a D. I wouldn't take that. Okay, let me save my money. Someone can help you from saving up and blowing up your account in real time because they know what the fuck they're looking at. Multiple levels of confirmation. Someone that's going to be on to answer questions from 9:30 to 4 every single day. And guys, the proof is in the pudding. Guys, some of y'all be asking questions at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be responding and getting back to y'all. Guys, I'm on my phone almost all the time. So like, if y'all ask a question, how long does it normally take me to respond? It's like almost instantaneous for $29 a month. Like, that's just fucking ludicrous. It is ridiculously inexpensive. So yeah. So that's what you're getting. So that is not worth you trying to mix and match and piece shit together off of some back pages on goddamn Craigslist for God knows where you're getting people getting these weird trading strategies from. It's crazy. She says, thank you, so no problem. Thank you. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for investing in yourself. When you sign up, you'll see what it says. It says, I shouldn't be thanking you. Rather, you should be thanking yourself. That's what it says when you sign up. Watch, you'll see. It'll send you an automated email, and then you'll be able to change your life with us. I promise you. So, guys, look, in closing, guys, in closing, this is what I'm going to say. In closing, this is what I'm going to say to everybody. Listen, for everyone that's new or that had just signed up, or for anyone that has not signed up, this is important. This is what I'm going to say to y'all. Listen. Where have you ever, so guys, also the people that might be getting frustrated because you got, hey man, I've been learning, I've been at it for a week, man, and not much is making sense. What's going on? I'm trying to get it, but it's hard, or it's not easy. It's been like 3 or 4 days. What's going on, guys? Listen, have patience. Use me as your guide. It's okay, but have confidence in this. And what I'm getting ready to say, listen, where have you ever done anything without any skill, without putting a little bit of effort and some time, just a little bit of time and some serious effort into it, right? When have you ever mastered a skill doing that? Never. When have you ever decided to do anything worth learning, right? Or anything that of any value to society without having an instructor help you and teach you along the way? That's never happened. Not wiping your butt, your parents or your guardians taught you. You were once a baby at one point. At least Nick says nowhere. Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope you were a baby. I would hope you weren't the Terminator. I would hope so. Driving a car, you had an instructor, your parents. If you were normal, like, yeah. Or if you were super rich, then, or if you were well off, then you had a driving instructor. Even in school, you had multiple instructors for every single profession. I mean, for every single subject, teachers, every single one. When you went to college, if you went to college, there too. Your job. Oh, well, bro, I ain't had no job, bro. I work at Amazon, bro. Shit. I just had to have a driver's license. How'd you get your license? I guarantee you that you went through training at that job. You had an instructor there, a supervisor, that's probably still supervising you now for most of you. That's an instructor. So it blows my mind as to why people think that they can master this financial market and navigate it without a fucking instructor or without taking the time to that. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done, but God, that guys, that's why it takes people 5 to 10 years. I don't got 5 to 10 years, man. Well, I did, but I was younger. But guys, save your time. Use me as your guide. All right. So have patience. I said it. I said all to say have patience with yourself. Have patience. Be willing to learn. Be willing to be less than perfect. All right. I'm serious. So understand that. So guys, for anyone that wants to cheap it out and does not want to invest in an instructor, that's not the guys. That's not a smart thing to do because you're just gonna waste God knows how much time, and then God knows what the fuck God knows what the fuck you're learning and what you're learning from. You need to be with someone that's proven, that knows like what they're talking about, and that's willing to call it out all the time, day in and day out. And guys, I will trade with you, win, lose, or draw, live in front of you. And I will call the market out before I enter into a trade. And then I will grade the quality of the trade so that you can learn how to participate if you want to. So, like, if you hear me taking a C trade setup, you might go, I'm gonna wait for a B. I don't want that. And then you know what you're looking at, so you don't just use me as an alert service, which is why I'm telling you to learn. Because if I enter into a trade based off of one of these bitches or these sibbies, and you go, I want to wait for something a little bit lower, then you know what you're looking at because you go, that looks like a C, so I'm not going to do that. That's why you have to learn. That's why I want to let everyone know as well. This is not an alert service. You can copy the same trades I take, which a lot of people do, and they make a shitload of money, but they know what they're looking at, and then they can decipher for themselves. So that's why it's key. So familiarize yourself with the knowledge community page. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to send out a poll that's going to end within the next few hours, and then you know what? We'll probably be on at 4 o'clock tomorrow. No debate. 4 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm gonna send out that alert. So 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right, guys, listen. Like how I always say, guys, when guys look, guys, like I always say, guys look, like I always say, guys, listen, like I always say, because it's like guys, because most people don't hear this. A lot of people don't hear this. Well, the market's closed, so you really shouldn't be trading right now because it's a holiday. So if you can't sit down and actually put, guys, I'm talking about funded accounts or cash accounts. Demo trading is different. But guys, look, like if you can't put your hands in your pockets at a time like this, then guys, you don't need to, guys, then that's a problem. So with that being said, on a normal day, like I always say, if you won money today, guys, guys, if you won money today, great job. If you lost money today, hey, it's all right. Tomorrow's gonna be here. Learn from it. If you blow up the account, hey, stop what you're doing and then pay for some knowledge. Because I'm serious, you're gonna have to have an instructor. That does not make any sense. If you want to mix them piece shit together and take 10 years to learn something, that's fine. That's up to you. But 10 years worth of my time is not worth 100 or $200. And then the potential to never know it. Guys, listen, also another thing that with that point is this. Guys, either you're going to pay for the knowledge up front or you're going to pay for it on the back end. What's on the back end? You mixing, matching together weird ass trading strategies that you've been piecing together randomly, and then you blowing up your account. And like if you got a $2,000 or $3,000 cash account, you blow it up and you only got $200 left. So then you basically just pay $800 for the education, but then you still got to learn because this market don't give a fuck about how much money you've lost. It doesn't care if you lost 1,000 or if you lost 10 million. It does not care. It only rewards whether or not that you're willing to learn. So you still got to learn even though you blow up the account. It's just that you would have learned like, God damn, at least I know not to do that no more. But then you still got to learn. So why not learn the right way? And why not paper trade? And then have an instructor help you. All right? So with that being said, that's all I wanted to say. So so guys, listen, the last part is a lot of people don't hear this. I love you. It's okay. If you're having a bad month, it's okay. If you're having a bad week, it's okay. I love you. And then we'll be here tomorrow for class for the people inside Discord. And you can ask questions. So write down some questions. I know I said a lot, but write it down and then we'll be here. All right, love you too, Aaron. Talk soon, my brother. Aaron, You and I are chop it up tomorrow sometime. All right, guys. I love you all. Have a great night. All right, Joe. Bye bye, guys. Good night, everybody. All right. What's your Mac? We'll see you inside Discord. What's your Mac? Bye bye. Save it. Save it. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at